Welcome everybody to the Stretch Run, brought to you and presented by EquinEdge. Welcome Hot Rod, Wiz, good to see you guys.
Hot Rod, Wiz, good to see you.
Up to Belmont to open here on, this is the last of the sandwich weekends, the two sandwich weekends between all the big racing. So we're excited for next weekend as well. Big day for Churchill next weekend, big day for Woodbine next weekend, who has 5 graded stakes, as well as a big day for Laurel next weekend. So some big racing next weekend. We still have some good quality racing this weekend, just not the high graded stakes type races. Welcome, Douglas. Up on my screen, you see a cheapo pick 5 or relatively cheapo pick 5. You could go all in that last two for $75. That's what Mike and I ended up doing here. Let me show you why we have this up on the screen though. And that is the 6 horse in race 5. We think it's worth the chance here. The 6 horse in race 5 has a huge pace advantage. First time turf there, and it's current 30-1 on the morning line. Just missed at 7 furlongs. On the dirt, GSR goes up 5 points there. So we think it's worth taking a chance there on the turf with that horse. Never run that distance before. Gets Christopher Elliott. And if you look at the second single here, it's 60%. And the second best horse in this race appears to be from its own barn. I don't think Carlos Martin's going to send both horses. I think the 5 is the chosen horse here. So Friend of the Devil looked like a free spot there as well. Top win, top E pick, top pace, and top GSR. So those win at over 50% of the time. And then if you just add this to, if you're going to play this right, we'll just update it so you guys can see it. Mid pick 4, we currently have 92,000 in the pool. They are about to go in the gate. I will put the sound up since that's one we can't show. And as soon as they start talking and I hear them, I will make sure that you guys can hear it as well. Cody, good afternoon. Yeah, with they're taking a break at Laurel for Colonial as an agreement between the horsemen at Maryland and Virginia. Still not hearing anything on the feed.
Horses are at the gate. It's post time.
You guys hear that?
Post time for race number 3.
Gary, welcome.
Gary, Cody, good to see you. Yeah, Scott, I'll be playing Churchill Downs tonight. Surprised to see the 6 p.m. post. I didn't even know.
Sunday Gilt goes in. Here's Masterwork. Sin Nombre. Goes in. All set.
My phone's a little behind my video.
And they're off.
Yeah, same.
Like bobble at the start towards the outside from Sin Nombre. Lined up across the front end here, and Ain't No Joke in between horses. Now puts ahead in front. King Moon Racer is towards the inside, applies the pressure, and towards the outside, that's Masterwork. Joining them is Sunday Gilt. Leading through horses, now takes 4th. Sin Nombre, second to last, and the trailer, Arcadian. They're chasing Ain't No Joke. And Ricardo Santana Jr. set the tempo here, 22.64 for the opening quarter mile. Masterwork at a big number is right there towards the outside, a little keen and tugging. Here for Dalton Brown is in second, and 3 wide is Sunday Gilt. moved up on the field, is there in third, 3 wide. Saving all the ground towards the inside, King Moon Racer. Here comes Sin Hombre with a move. It's going to be in the red cap 3 wide, and the trailer far back is Arcadian. They're well into the turn, 45.35 for that pressured half-mile time. And the big long shot Masterwork has a nose in front. Looking to get out of there is King Moon Racer. Wants to challenge 3 wide. 4 wide Sunday Guild. 5 wide Sin Hombre. They reach the top of the stretch. 8 no
Yeah.
trying to battle on with a stubborn long shot here at Masterwork is doing no favors here to Ain't No Joke. And here comes King Moon Racer the entire time. Ain't No Joke is not done. Ain't No Joke to the inside. King Moon Racer. It's down to these two right now. King Moon Racer, Ain't No Joke, and Ain't No Joke pull this off. Yes, he can. Ain't No Joke wins it over King Moon Racer. Then came a photo.
All right. Well, I'll describe that as sub-ideal there.
Right.
2 or the 5 would have been nice there.
I agree.
But, all right. We have Laurel, race 5 coming up here.
All right. This is your baby.
Yes. So I thought you could go very narrow here. And I'm just going to, no, that's way more than you need to go. So let me just set this up. I didn't have it locked in here. You can go narrower than this too, but this would be for 10, there's a $10 pick 4. You have 4 horses in a row here who hit all the angles here that we talk about. The 8 Determined Kingdom is second win. I'm sorry, second pick, top win, top GSR, top pace, wins more than 50% of the time, and appears to be just better than this group. The 7 here, there is top win, top pick, top GSR, top SOR, wins more than 50% of the time. The 5 here, after scratches, has a 45-point pace advantage. The only question here is 6 furlongs for this horse is top win, top GSR, top pace, wins more than 50% of the time. And then the 8 is top win, top pace, top SOR, which wins more than 45% of the time. Second time starter for Capuano. I would take a little look if I were playing this way. The reason I added the 1 is just that price there in the last. So with about a 20% chance to win, trainer, low percentage trainer, but good with first time starters, at least with a small sample size. So a narrow, you can play it for multiple times. I think this 9 is vulnerable potentially here of being too close to what looks like it could be a hot pace. And of the 2 horses that could be close to the pace, the 3's shown a little more ability to be tactical, but I really like the 2. If you want to narrow here, the 2 Fulmineo, who has been in against graded stakes company that's better than this, been in a grade 1, as well as Hard Spun Reason off the layoff for Graham Motion.
Yeah, Hard Spun Reason was the one I was looking at.
I say Hard Spun Motion. I think I got the Graham Motion and the and the Reason confused.
Hard Spun Motion Reason.
Yes.
Give it a third name. Throw motion in the middle. Hopefully it has a lot of motion and wins the race. You got
the Graham Motion in the ocean for sure. So far, by the way, guys, all bombs at, or not bombs, but all prices at Laurel. Let me get Laurel up here because they're getting close to the gate.
Yeah, I threw 1 in there. Only I skinnied it up in the first leg a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
I added the 1, I think, in the last 2. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The 8, in the 8th.
Okay.
Let's take another quick look at it. I just did it really quick. Yeah, the Alla Brava, or Brave.
All right, and you can see them on the track. They're marching along. Here we'll have our first live race of the day.
Yeah, that 1 in the 8th is 3 for last 3 at Laurel on the turf.
Approaching the gate, final call for the
Actually won
pick
that
5.
this
12%
race
takeout.
last year. Looks like.
Late value pick 5 play.
Willie, good to see you on site at Laurel. Nice.
Nice,
Have a good
Willie.
time. Good luck.
No, it's on site at Monmouth,
Oh, Monmouth, I mean.
which we'll be covering as well today.
I got Laurel on the brain because we're going to watch.
We got Woodbine, then Monmouth after this. Just
6
depends
to
how
5
much
on
Laurel
Forever
post
Super.
dragged here.
Yeah, they have a contest today, right, Monmouth? Express bets and on site, I think. Or am I thinking of Canterbury? Canterbury had one too.
I know Canterbury had one, but Canterbury
Loading
canceled.
in for the
I
fifth.
saw
Yeah, I'm thinking
one of the
Canterbury.
guys in our chat took the Amtrak up there and then it canceled on him. Willie, I have confidence you'll find yourself a big try or exacta with the way you've been playing.
Hard spun reason, give it a whirl.
All right, we want a price here, right?
Fulmineo.
Yeah, Scott Free, Minnesota, heat advisory. Yeah,
Regalo. 1 an award. Jamie Dreams.
Decent sized pool for Laurel. Late pick 5 here.
Forever Super even money.
Yeah, they're almost 30 grand.
Over 30 now. Might get to 40 by the time they get those last 2 horses in there.
Wow, what a summer.
Oh,
Over 40.
That's up to 42.
Computers are pounded in on this one.
Lined up 1 mile. And they're off. Regalo to the front along with Jamie Dreams and give it a whirl on the inside. 3 of them to sort to the turn run. Forever Super 1 and award racing in 5th position in the 2 path. Fulmineo saving ground around the turn. And wow, what a summer. And Hard Spun Reason is in the back. 8 from the front. Around the turn they roll and it's Jamie Dreams a half length in front from Regalo in 2nd and give it a whirl 3rd. Forever Super out in the clear in 4th position. 1 an award and Fulmineo. Wow, what a summer. And Field is Hard Spun Reason, but only 6.5 from the front. Moderate pace going. Jamie Dreams the head in front from Regalo for the backstretch journey, about 4.5 furlongs out from the wire. Give it a whirl, and then Forever Super with every chance from there. Heading for the far turn. In between horses, 1 and award. Fulmineo racing on the inside. Wow, what a summer. Will be caught 3 wide far turn run. Hard Spun Reason still in the back, trying to loop around them now 4 wide. Hard Spun Reason 4-5 wide, has moved all the way up to 5th. Here comes Hard Spun Reason, but the pace has been slow. Regalo, the leader from Jamie Dreams. Forever Super, Hard Spun Reason outside, sustaining a bid. Give it a whirl, racing in 5th, and 1 an award is 6th. Top of the stretch, Regalo. Regalo turns in with that lead. Outside, Hard Spun Reason. Forever Super's in between horses with a furlong left to go. Regalo is trying to stay on his very game. Extreme outside, 1 an award. Here comes Fulmineo with a surge on the inside.
6 is going to
Down
stay
the
on.
last 16th,
Another
Regalo
bomb.
does it. Regalo is 23-1. Regalo from Forever Super, then Fulmineo.
Another bomb. Let's hope that changes when we skinny up.
Yes.
We'll take the bomb in the first leg. Wow, that's a big one.
That's got to be a pick 5 carryover for the early. Let me just look here.
Yeah, looking.
Will pays. That is.
Yep.
Yep. But I don't think it's a carryover. I think it's a guaranteed payout.
Oh yeah, is it? Still,
Yeah.
that's 2,100 for 4 out of 5 is for $1.
All right. Let's go to Woody.
Woody.
Now, I will let you lead off Woody here because I know.
Yeah, we're gonna be.
You're,
We'll be quick.
You're the Woody capper here.
I'm the Woody guy. We're on race 3. Of course, the one I didn't take any notes. Let me look at it real quick. I didn't put any notes in for this race just because I think the 3 is the most logical choice. Here at 6-5, top GSR by 10.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of layoff lines. That was the only concern I had with that horse. But it's a short layoff. It's only been April since the last race. Returning back to synthetic. GSR goes up 270, which is tops of the group.
Just like that, showing the way as they take the turn out the stretch.
Sorry about that.
Edward spun reasoned fourth, 3-1 and award fifth.
I know they're off, but the other horse I was interested in that race was the 5.
And it is just like that, showing the way into the backstretch.
I was a little interested in the 4, the long shot
Serenity
there.
Kitten in third. One away fourth,
lead.
what a complex. And on the inside is Top of the Mountain. And just a length away last is Bold Ripasso, who spots the leader about 4.5 lengths as they work inside the 5/8. And just like that, showing the way. Key to the Park, a length and a half away second. One away third, Serenading Kitten. Caught wide, but going forward is Bold Ripasso on the outside of What a Complex and Top of the Mountain as the field bunches up. They go inside the half mile, the first half 49 flat, and the leader just like that. Key to the Park getting within striking range again. Moving into it is Bold Ripasso to join
Here comes your
Serenading
5.
Kitten. Back second last, Top of the Mountain, and last What a Complex. They're in pairs as they swing down to the 5/16ths, and on the outside, Key to the Park is
I had
hit
it
the front and race
3-5-1.
clear. Key to the Park makes the break on them. Under pressure just like that. Bold Ripasso and Serenading Kitten trying to get involved, and as they turn, it's Key to the Park under attack. Top of the Mountain running on as well. Down the home stretch in front, Key to the Park trying desperately on the outside are Bold Ripasso, Serenading Kitten and Top of the Mountain, and the leader Key to the Park by a length. Serenading Kitten and Bold Ripasso pretty tight down the stretch.
Wow,
Bold Ripasso coming up on the outside. Bold Ripasso trying desperately to nudge home here, and as they hit the wire, Bold Ripasso I think got it for Key to the Park and Top of the Mountain. And back fourth, Serenading Kitten.
Good call, Mike.
Nice. Too bad I didn't have it before the race went off to tell everybody, but oh well.
All right.
That was a good race.
Let's go to
Monmouth.
Monmouth.
All right, Willie.
On the turf. We will start with the race sim here.
Yeah, looks like kind of a paceless race.
Yeah.
Not sharing the EE screen.
Oh,
Thanks, Scott. But I wish I had it given it out sooner.
Let's restart this here. So the 2 does appear to have some speed. So does the 5. As long as both of them go, probably neither of them can win, though. I mean, the 2 is your top pick here, or your top win percentage. I'm sorry, the 5. Did I say the 2? One of those mornings.
Yeah, it's a dropper. Been facing a lot tougher.
So 5-6 is what the race sim says.
Yeah, the 5's taking money because of the clash drop, and
Green's only 8% on this move, though. Doesn't put Paco up either, which to me is a red flag there. The 6 I don't particularly love either.
Nope.
Maybe the 11 on the move back to turf and the move to the Ward barn.
I kind of
Yeah.
eyeing up this 10's taking money a little too.
Yeah. I mean,
Seems
this is not, I mean, it's a big drop on the 5, though. That's
it is. But that 10 has shown the ability to make up ground and close. Now, whether doesn't look
Yeah.
like he's passing tired horses either. He's making up ground in his previous starts at a mile, and his last at Monmouth on a good track at 8.5. He made up ground too and just missed.
so. I'd be 5. Let me look at this 3 for O'Connell real fast. I'd be 5-11-3 here.
Let me look at that 11.
The Fableman. Look at the back. Woodbine. Like, I don't necessarily think the 11's going to win, but I think the 11 could finish second or third. I think the 3 could finish second or third, or not run at all. Not run.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on the 11. The 3. My only concern is doesn't really make up ground in his tries against similar company. So
Yeah.
I just worry that unless he's going to pass some tired horses, which is possible, I don't see him winning, but I could see where I think the 10 is the one that could oppose the 5 out of the rest of the group. Oldy, in my opinion.
And that's where Paco ended up too.
Yeah. Inquiry on the 5 at Woody. Interesting. They were a little tight there, but I didn't see anything.
I actually thought the 1 initiated the contact.
So Willie, I don't know if we helped you out, Eddie. I mean, I'm 5'10", and I could probably flip a coin for who I think would win.
I mean, I think I'm playing the 5 on 5-11, and then playing a 5-11 over 3-5-11 exacta here. Even though I don't think the 11's going to win, I'm going to take the chance just in case at that price.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna toss some 5. I'm gonna play a 5.
And the runners have now reached the starting gate.
10 in all the spots.
It's post time for race
over
number
the
4.
3-11 and the 2 and 3rd.
I guess we should take a quick glance here.
That's just a entertainment bet.
Powell, the first one to go in. Blind Eye
for
coming up.
$1.
Quistmer about to load in next.
Yeah, Steve Rubin. I've seen a lot worse.
Round don't stop coming up.
Not get overturned.
Those Canadian rules.
Fake Celebrity in the green jacket, post 30.
I mean, if it was hockey, there would be no question. It's no change.
Like Chapala goes in.
Start throwing elbows, that's another story.
Yeah. 4 loads. Extreme Access in the red jacket. 2 minutes apart coming forward, goes in. So does Extreme Access, 2 back. Spartacus's Dude. And to the outside post, Fableman.
Dudicus's Spark would be even more interesting.
Here's Fableman, Isaac Castillo.
Getting 10-1 on the
We're ready to
5-5
go.
double, by the way.
And they're off. Powell bobbled a little bit from the inside post. Good start from Quismer right to his outside from post, 2 strides in front. Extreme Access taking the second spot as they come out of the chute. Fake Celebrity tucked in inside third with Blind Eye, and Spartacus's Dude, who races wide, and Keen approaching the wire with 1 lap to go here. Lake Chapala next, racing with Tap Oracle. They're 1.5 lengths clear of Fableman. Another 4 lengths back to Brown Don't Stop. He's third last, 2 minutes apart, and Powell at the back together as they swing into the first turn run where the pace.
Your 10 and my 11 are getting
Iorio,
good
1.5
stalking
in front of
trips here.
Extreme Access. Jorge Vargas Jr. placing this runner well, right behind that pacemaker's second. Blind Eye in the third position. Spartacus's Dude finds himself inside of Tap Oracle, who's racing 3 wide, and Fake Celebrity inside of that pair here. Then comes Tap Oracle. Fableman still 4th last, 2 ahead of Brown Don't Stop, and Palin 2 minutes apart, run together at the back of the field, and they're 10 or 11 lengths behind with a half mile to go. Quismer 23-1, carving out the fractions in the first leg of the Jersey Shore 6, a half
As
length
we
in front of
expected.
Extreme Access, turning up the pressure
Yeah.
as they charge into the turn. Blind Eye searching for racing room. He's got horse Blind High behind the leaders and is waiting right behind the top
Ten's
pair. Coming to
fading.
the top of the lane. Lake Chapala gets in the clear 3 wide, sent hard, but is right up with those
Done.
leaders at the top of the lane. Fake Celebrity is next. Spartacus's Dude plummeted right away as they come down the lane here. Quismer in front. Blind Eye tried to move forward, didn't get through down on the inside. He's going to come and split horses now. Blind Eye. Quismer keeps going. Blind Eye still behind him.
Quismer's going to take him all the way.
Third. Coming
Wow.
to the finish, it's Quismer. Quismer at a price.
That horse looked cheap to me.
23-1 goes
Wow,
all the way.
me too.
Second home.
Big
Blind
drop in GSR. Wow. That's an upset. Moving
All
on.
right. Golfy.
Interesting. Interesting.
Golfy's been chalky.
Yeah, this race looks a bit chalky.
No pace. It really looks like the 7 and the 5.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at that 3 as a first time starter.
Yeah, I mean,
Decent last work. 4 furlong work before that wasn't all that spectacular.
spectacular.
A complexity. Not a bad. Sire. Damn, just a couple turf races. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not that 3. Maybe for a piece underneath. I just saw that price at EE Mornell at a 4-1, and he's 12-1 right now. I got a big GSR number.
Was the 7-5 exacta paying? Is it worth playing?
Yeah, I'm just
The
looking.
straight 7-5 is 6-1.
That's not bad.
5-7 is 8-1.
That's not bad. Are they where are they at the gate? Not even close yet, are they? No, they're loading.
All right, let me get that up.
Militia to take the outside. They're at the post.
They are at the post.
And they're off. Outside, Militia gets the first call and goes looking for
Not
the
a
early
bad
lead.
break
Moving
on
out
the
the rail,
three, though.
Dude on the run is on the go. Splitting them, Adriana D is on to challenge. These 3 almost in line from behind the speed, Muscle Maiden and Dance to Remember. And out the back is Mary Marguerite. They pass the half-mile marker, and up front, it's Adriana D, who has the lead by a neck. Dude on the run is second. 3 wide, Militia is now third. Making it up to fourth is Mary Marguerite. Dance to Remember is between horses, and now shuffled to last is Muscle Maiden. They speed around the far turn now, less than 5/16 to run. Militia's on the outside. Adriana D's toward the rail. They're locked up. Their heads apart for the advantage. From the outside, that's Mary Marguerite, who's now into third from Dance to Remember. Tamely dropping away Dude on the run as they reach the top of the stretch. Outside, Militia under confident. Morelos handling, turns for home on top. It's now Militia by 2. Adriana D
Yeah.
is second. 3 back Mary
6 is
Marguerite is
fading.
third as Militia tries to blow it wide open.
Well,
Eighth
so
of
is
a
the
mile
3.
to go. Militia opening up.
The
3,
3's dropping
4,
anchor.
5 in a hurry.
Come
Militia,
on,
the
6,
daughter of
get
Army
up.
Mule, has bid this field a pleasant Saturday good afternoon.
3's
Three's
all over
all
the
over
place.
the
The battle
place.
strictly
Come
for
on,
second. I think
6.
Mary Marguerite's going to catch Adriana D.
Atta
It's
baby.
Militia.
Let's stay at 6
Easy
to 1.
winner. Mary Marguerite is
No,
up for
4 to 1
second.
is
Third,
weird.
Adriana D.
Figures.
Fourth was Muscle Maiden.
That's all right. Threw $10 on it.
All right.
I'll take 4 to 1.
We
Chalk,
have
chalk.
Aqueduct coming up. Race 4 at Aqueduct. I thought you
It's
could
still
toss
not.
the 1 and the 3 here,
Yeah.
but I'll put them back in here for a second just so you could see. 3 lost its last 2 races by last 3 races by more than 8 lengths against similar. This is a slight move up in class actually in terms of claiming price. And you know the 1s run a little better than that, but low percentage connections. Looks 1 pace to me. So let's take a look. If we run the race sim here, anything you liked here, Mike?
Not really. Nothing jumped out at me. The 7 was interesting. I know it's a top pick. It's not at a really great price, but I because of the price, the 2 prices here, the 6 and the 7.
Yeah.
The long shot. Oh gosh, I mean, it doesn't seem to. I don't know. There's not much pace in this race, is there?
Oh no, it's contentious. It's just
Actually, it is contentious. I
yeah.
was looking at the other race. Yeah, I don't.
6 is getting hammered because it's first time Brad Cox at 44% off the claim.
Yeah, it's been facing tougher. The only question I have for the 4 is it's going to get caught up in that pace, and it can rate. It doesn't need to lead. Linda and it's got Ruben up. You know, of those 3, it seems like I prefer the 4 just for the price. Maggie T is interesting though.
Well, my question for you as I look at this closer, it looks like the 6 might get a lone lead to me because none of these other horses actually need the lead. The 4, the 5, and the 2.
Yeah, true.
Maybe the 2 presses, but
actually, I would think what's the race? I think the 5 might press.
I like the 5 a little bit here, and
Yeah.
I'll take the 5 and the 2 here over
We're
the
gonna have
top
different
at the
horses.
6.
I'm
Yeah.
going with the 4 with the value, the E morning line angle too.
Going in the gate here. Let me get the sound up.
Gosh, they just finally paid out the race 6 at Ascot. That's crazy. I didn't think that pick 4 would pay much.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with those pick 4s because I just don't understand their
I had a nice one
pick
yesterday.
4 strategy.
I hit it like 6 or 7 times.
Nice. No sound yet that I'm hearing.
Gosh,
There
I
is sound,
screwed
and
up
it's
my
just
ticket.
not coming through. There we go.
Yeah, I'm on the 4 here.
Now the sound's up.
Hello.
I'm behind my screen.
Irish
That's
Jackson
right.
to the outside.
Sorry, Irish Jackson.
Here's Irish Jackson, goes in. All set.
I did not have the
And
5
they're
Clarion
off.
on my list.
Awkward start for Irish Jackson. Just
No,
look
we.
downward step low. Speed from Maggie T.
I said the
going
5
towards
was
the
going to
hill.
press, not clear.
Number Spiritual Lady, who's a challenging second towards the inside. Purple Silk, she's an Arctic Queen. Scarborough Fair is in between horses. Irish Jackson moves forward, center of the racetrack 3 wide. Second last is Gold Crest and the trailer Talkin' in cursive. They work up the backstretch and they're chasing Maggie T. Ricardo Santana Jr. gets rail position again. Maggie T. They're at the rail and they're half length in front with 4 furlongs left to go. 22.60 for that opening quarter mile. She's an Arctic Queen is in third, trying to make up some ground, and Irish Jackson is now rallying on the outside, has taken third. Scarborough Fair has dropped back quickly, is back to fifth. It's towards the outside here of Goldcrest, who's now in sixth, and the trailer Talking in cursive.
Come on, hold. Where's that wire?
No,
6.
that might have gotten third.
Yep.
Spiritual Lady and a
Yeah, it was
battling on towards
Chalk
the outside.
City,
Irish
USA.
Jackson, Dylan Davis down the center of the racetrack. It's between this trio.
That's what I was worried about.
16. Spiritual Lady, Irish Jackson, Maggie T just won't go away. These three across the racetrack. Maggie T, Spiritual Lady, Spiritual Lady.
Yeah, I always notice the app. If you're using the app, Oldie is behind.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll
the
try switching it to
browser.
the website
Yeah,
on the phone. 'Cause that's just too far behind. That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
the browser's pretty spot on.
All right, we have, let's switch it up here. We're back at Laurel, I believe.
Yeah.
Determined Kingdom. Currently at 9-5. I would take that and run.
Heck yeah.
Let's see what the doubles are paying here. Let's see if we can get some probables working. So the 8-7 doubles paying 9-1 right now. And the 9-7 double, if you wanted to play against the 8 here and take the second choice, is paying 25-1. So there's value on here.
Yeah.
And let's see, I'm
Yeah.
just seeing if
Extra.
I mean, I was just 3-7 there, but I really thought the 7 was going to win that race.
Yeah, I mean, it's 11-1 right now, the double. 8-8 and the 7.
I mean, the horse that worries me in that race that I didn't use, if I were to add one, is the 4 getting away on the front end, because there's no other speed other than the 4 and the 7 in that race.
Yeah, true.
But the 4 has not been good recently, and usually the trainer needs a race off the layoff.
Yeah, I can see that. He's only 6%, and let's see what his stats are.
But the 8-4 double, somebody hammered that. That's 23-1 right now. Oh, I'm looking at the exacta. No wonder.
Yeah, 8-7 is 10-1. That looks like the lowest, and that's still a bargain, man. That's a huge bargain.
Yeah. Now you're getting 2-1 on the 8 too.
Wow. Gosh, we can play this all kinds of ways. And then the 8-3 is 16-1 in the double.
Yep. I mean, I just looking at this, I mean, Matt would say the board's telling you to stay away from the 8 here, though. Wouldn't he? That
In a way, but the double Will pays is he's at 94.50. The next closest horse is 153 and the 9 horse.
okay.
So that's significant gap between those two horses. And what are they on the board? You know, not much different on the board right now, but in the doubles, he's, you know, 2/3 of that. I still think you're getting value on the 8.
Find value at Farm and Fleet.
Oh,
All right, so they're we'll get the stream up here. They're not quite to the gate.
yeah, I think I'm going to play a double here. I think I'm going to Dutch the double.
Going onto the grass. Thanks, Coach. I haven't seen Jay in a while. Good to see
Down
you,
to
Jay.
9-1.
And approaching the gate.
$26,000 in the super high 5 pool too. But there's so many horses in this race.
Yeah.
Beyond the 8, I mean, you could single the 8 on top, and maybe play the 9 in the next.
And moving in line, Crabs and Beer. Hunter Joe. Determined Kingdom. Cinetic.
So, Mike, have you ever heard of the Shockmaster? Do you know what that's from?
I don't.
Great idea.
I'll explain after this race.
Tidewater. Tall Order. Had to have him. In SS Sinatra. Tibac.
Hopefully SS Sinatra isn't doing it his way.
But if I had to have him. SS Sinatra.
Goes right in.
Second wire. And they're off. In a Ben's Cat. Determined Kingdom, and when I get to heaven, but Tidewater's going for it. Tidewater right to the front from Determined Kingdom by a length and a half. And the inside is Cinetic just in third position. When I get to heaven is in fourth. Had to have him in a little tight there. They're followed by SS Sinatra, who's worked over to the 2 or 3 path, heading for the turn run. Great idea, ground saving. Hunter Joe back of the pack with Tall Order, and trailing the field is Crabs and Beer. Tidewater from Determined Kingdom by a half length as they round the turn. It's 2 lengths back. When I Get to Heaven, last year's winner, racing in 3rd position. Cinetic on the inside, 4th. Had to Have Him now free and clear from 5th. SS Sinatra, Great Idea on the inside. Hunter Joe and Crabs and Beer and Tall Order, a lot to do. Into the stretch, 1/4 mile from home, and Determined Kingdom's asked a question to kick on from Tidewater. When I Get to Heaven, trying to reach from 3rd, almost 2nd. Out center of the track, Had to Have Him, an 1/8 of a mile left to
Hang
go.
on, 8.
And it is Determined
No,
Kingdom.
he's
When I
fading.
Get to Heaven,
Fading.
surging at him on the outside. When I Get to Heaven,
Son of
Determined
a-
Kingdom, Had to Have Him, moves to 3rd. Here's the
All right,
line.
guys.
It's going to be When I Get to Heaven from Determined
Damn.
Kingdom and Had to Have It.
I didn't think that 9 was any good either. You look at its recent performances, the form's been bad. Last win was against 60s last summer at Laurel, though. At
Minute
6 furlongs.
9.57, running time 6 furlongs in the Benz Cat Stakes.
You know what? I didn't do, and I should have. I played that high 5, and I did play at 8-9. Had I boxed at 8-9, I would have hit that sucker.
And they're off.
Damn. Normally I do that too. It would have been what, $12 instead of 6.
Sorry, Gulfstream decided to
Play some
make some
drums.
noise there. Woodbine coming up here. Let me explain the Shockmaster. So the Shockmaster was a wrestling character. For those of you who remember Typhoon / Tugboat Thomas from WWE, he went to WCW, and it's considered the worst rollout of a wrestling character ever, gimmick ever. They put like this paper mache helmet on him that looked like a stormtrooper helmet, which is what you're seeing in the picture there. And he they had him break through a wall, and he tripped and fell as he broke through the wall. Like it was like a gimmicked wall. And they showed it recently to Haku, who many of you may remember, and he couldn't stop laughing hysterically. Like there's this video of him out there just laughing hysterically about.
Nice.
Yes, the natural disasters, exactly, Cody. Earthquake and typhoon. All right, let's bring up Woody here.
Yeah, I got a bit of a price here, although he's
We're about
taking some
Go
money.
off. I like the
6 to
11,
1
the
odds
favorite
for
here.
Nathan Squires.
I like
With
the
Leo Salas.
5. It's dropping a
There's
little
the turn
bit.
of Emma Jane Wilson
Has
with
a win in a
Helena.
mile.
Beautifully turned out. Has gate number 7.
Finished 3rd to
And blinkers
synthetic.
are off today for World Showcase.
Last
Who is next
at
to
this
join
distance last
is the
November.
ride for
I
Sahin
think the
Savachi.
pace will be fairly decent for him to run. Plus the
And free to load. Legs
trainers,
like flatter.
27% winner in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Did
Next
14%
along
with the
is
surface
Kid
change.
Gizmo.
And he gets a decent return on a $2 when he does a surface change.
And the last to join is the favorite Gather. Gather comes forward.
The other horse I liked
Field
was
is
the
set to
8.
run. They're all in and locked up. Off they race and back to last, Moet Monet. A good tussle for the lead. World Showcase bursting to the front from Helena. Coming through fast is Matoli Power on the inside. Racing handy Sterling Heights, and wider on the track is Kid Gizmo with legs like flatter. And then Magic Token. Moet Monet tucks in. 1.5 lengths last. Gather, the favorite, takes to the inside at the back. World Showcase kicks on in front to lead by a length. And caught wide going forward is Kid Gizmo. Round Matoli Power. Legs like flatter, settles well. 1.5 lengths away came Sterling Heights on the inside, making headway.
11 doesn't
Just
look like
behind
it's
is
gonna run at
Helena.
all.
2 lengths away, Moet Monet,
Nor the
Magic
5.
Token, and last of all is Gather. Racing in front by 1.5 lengths and doing the lead all the way so far. World Showcase in second, Kid Gizmo. Matoli Power third. Legs like flatter coming forward in fourth from Sterling Heights. Pushed along now. Helena asked to run, and from the back, Gather takes off from dead last is coming now. Top of the stretch. World Showcase in front. taken on in earnest on the outside by Kit Gizmo. And down the center is Gather, finishing really well from dead last, is really gathering them in as Sterling Heights goes up to challenge World Showcase. And now Gather right down the extreme outside, plowing over the top of them. Gather coming after Sterling Heights.
There comes
Sterling
11,
Heights
man.
joined by Gather on the outside. Sterling Heights in front.
One's gonna
Gather
win, though.
trying to get there. Sterling Heights got the break. Sterling Heights is the winner of Nick. Gather had a wide trip, a good second. World Showcase third, then.
Interesting. That was my third choice, was the one. Of course.
On to Monmouth. I like this 5 here. I like the 3-to-1 price too. 36% second time off the claim. Top win, top pace, second pick, top GSR.
Seems logical.
Your favorite is this 3-horse who's not in the picks. Does put Paco up, and I did notice that earlier, but you know that this horse just hasn't done anything. I think maybe
man. I just made a bad mistake in looking what that super high 5 paid.
What did it pay?
1,132 for a buck.
Ugh.
All I had to do was box the 9 and the 8 on top. Dummy. Right horses, bad bet.
So what is the 5-2 exacta paying? 5-2, 10-1.
Damn.
Let's look at the race sim here.
I
got the
think the
stretch
5 is
really-
the most logical top choice. I mean, that 36% second off the claim is pretty huge number for
Yeah.
a trainer.
I mean, 2 really has never run. You know, you also have the 4, the long shot, getting back to dirt. And the GSR takes a huge jump
Yep.
on that move, but this horse has run at this level and not done anything. And the 7 hasn't lifted a hoof.
I mean, the only
Yeah,
reason the
races.
3's taking money is Paco, right?
I
I
would
don't-
think so.
Yeah, I don't see anything that jumps out at me and says he's heads above the 5 or even close to the 5, in my opinion.
Well, now they're pretty much equal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't see. Actually, he's starting to creep up that 5. The 2's getting bet. 5-2 exacta is 11-1. So is the 5-3.
And the runners have now reached the starting gate. It's post time for race number 5. Vino Vidi Vici has gone into the gate. They're loading Prime Motive to post 3.
Yeah, I see that, Wiz.
The elusive Dr. Wong coming up.
Yeah, he's half of what
Emirates
the
on
5 is.
Fierce Cat to the outside. We're ready to go. And we're off. Emirates Honor bobbled a little bit coming out of the gate, recovers pretty quickly though. Fierce Cat on the outside, striding with Emirates Honor on the lead.
Because I put a
And
2.5 in at the
right
last
there
minute.
too, 3 across the track as they corner. Prime Motive going to take back. And Emirates Honor and Fierce Cat get acquainted on the lead with Prime Motive, who sets up shop right behind in third. Vino Vidivici a length off of him in a big space of about 10.
Seven's going to end up winning this race.
Probably.
The group approaching the backstretch run. Pace is contentious, not that fast, but it is contentious here. Emirates Honor neck in front of Fierce Cat, and Prime Motive, who tips outside into the 3 path, is in the clear and is moving up without being asked. He's a little bit keen to get after these leaders here, but is still controlled, going pretty well. 3 Prime Motive, a length and a half to Vino Vidivici. He's on a hold right now, has not been asked for his best. Now he's 2 lengths off the top 3, who start to skirmish for the lead. Approach the far turn. The elusive Dr. Wong still well behind as they go into the far turn. Fierce Cat calls it a day. He's done. Emirates Honor, half length in front of Prime Motive. Vino Vidivici, third. 3 wide, creeping in on the top pair. Vino Vidivici approaching the top of the lane. Prime Motive is taking the lead now, and Emirates Honor is bowing out in third. It's a 2-horse race between Prime Motive and Vino Vidivici, and Prime Motive has not been asked for his best yet. He's cruising, it appears. Top of the lane, Prime Motive is asked for the finishing maneuver by Paco, and he opens up 2.5. Vino Vidivici is second. The elusive Dr. Wong was a mile behind.
4 is going to finish second.
Third. He's not going to win it. Could get into second, but Prime Motive has made Monmouth Park
his personal
playground as he strolls in 3 ahead and never was asked for his best throughout the running of the race. The elusive Dr. Wong gets up to the second spot.
It was that pace, man. It was... Wow.
All right, Gulfstream.
Didn't see that 3 doing that.
This race looks like a grab bag at Gulfstream to me.
The 2 gets a pretty easy lead, though.
But has been stopping. I guess didn't get it as easy of a lead last time out. And Morelos has been pretty hot.
Yeah. I mean, he could get some pressure from the 5 and the 8.
6 is taking a pretty decent drop. And second off the layoff with Reyes aboard. And then the 4 and the 1, I think that there's not enough pace in here for those 2 horses. Five looks like doesn't really pass anybody.
Looking at the 4 a little closer.
I just don't know that that horse can get up to win. Without more pace to run into. Let's see. The race sim has it 3.5 lengths back at first call. But does have it close in the stretch.
Yeah, I think he might be too far back at the stretch. That's the concern. Looking at his form, you know, he's the last 4 races, he's averaging about 3.5 lengths back. So the closest he was a length and a half back, same distance 2 back. I mean, he's got to be that. He's got to be at that position in order to have a chance. But his, you know, looking at his past form, I don't think he's going to be close enough, in my opinion.
All right, they're going in the gate. Here, so let me get this up.
I mean,
I didn't have a strong opinion here.
Me neither. It's either the 2 take some gate to wire, or it's a coin flip for somebody underneath. The 4 was who I was eyeing up, but unless he's more forwardly placed, I don't see it happening.
They're at the
6
gate.
is probably the pick.
It's now post time. Lining up and moving in for race number 5, 8-5 favorite. Number 6, Always True. Leonel Reyes on board for Jose Castro. Noble Star and Yemrahana Christos, the last 2 out of line. Yemrahana Christos, Edgar Perez to take the outside gate.
Our 6, by the way, at Aqueduct is bet down to
All
11
set
to
for
1.
a start. There, off
That's a
and
good
running.
sign.
Good start for Noble Star from the outside. Inside traffic, though, from Gemstone Warrior, Broken Record, and Will of a Warrior. These three line up at the inside. 5 wide, Yemrahana Christos. Next at the rail, first shot fired, together with Always True.
2 ain't going to get
Early
the
trailer
lead.
is Tempo Ride. They fan across the course, so with inside position, Will of a Warrior takes a narrow advantage. Broken Record is alongside. Length back to first shot fired, well positioned in third. Out in the middle, Gemstone Warrior now fourth. And it's the favorite, Always True. He races inside of Noble Star. Yemrahana Christos was with the leaders at the start. He's second last now. The trailer is Tempo Ride. 24-1 for the opening quarter. They have less than 5 furlongs to go. Edwin Gonzalez and Will of a Warrior lead by a length and a quarter. Broken Record is under a hold while racing on the flank of the leader in second, and first shot fired, patiently handled by Panici, third at the inside. Out in the middle, Gemstone Warrior. Farther out goes an improving Yemrahana Christos. And amongst rivals is Always True. At the back of the field are Tempo Ride and Noble Star. They went to half and 48-1. They swing now around the far turn. Will of a Warrior tries to stretch him out. Broken Record is coming up empty. Up to second goes first shot fired. Wide on the course, Yemrahana Christos. Sliding through at the rail is Tempo Ride, together with Always True as they reach the top of the stretch. First shot fired, going after Will of a Warrior, who tries to turn him back. 2.5 more to Always True at the rail. It's Tempo Ride. They're on their way home. On the outside, it's first shot fired to confront Will of a Warrior. First shot fired way out in the center under Panici, but he's now in front. Second is Will of a Warrior. He's still clear of the others, but at 7-2, it's first shot fired in front. First shot fired wins going away. Will of a Warrior
There it
second.
was.
Always True
Yep.
appeared to win the show photo with Tempo Ride alongside. Fifth is no.
Oh, man.
All right, let's see if we can get this 6 at Aqueduct. It's either going to just completely stop, because I mean the race sim has it 3 lengths up by first call.
Yeah, I mean, he's done it before, but he's got nobody that should be even close to him.
Yeah.
He controls this. It's
Just
the
looking
7
to
needs
see.
pace to run into. The 9 needs pace to run into.
10 definitely needs pace to run into. That horse is very slow.
I mean, the only one that might is the 7. Is the top pick. Is getting bet. EE morning line too. You know, it's sat just off the pace and coming second his last race. You know, length back and rated couple. You know, it's 8.5 furlongs back in 23.
It was also synthetic though.
Yeah, true. The only other one that has any kind of form to be forwardly placed is the 6. I think not the 6, the 8. But I don't. There was recent form doesn't show that. I think it's
Right.
more former form.
All right, let's see if I can get the audio up on the, see how far behind they are. It looks much better on the, like we might actually get the audio correct here.
Sweet.
You guys hearing that okay?
It's a little low.
Let me adjust the microphone position here.
All right, 6. Come on. One less down.
One time. Nice to see fast and firm.
Runners loading. It's post time for today's fifth. Wally World.
Better.
Just for luck. Stepping forward.
Yeah, better.
Freedom Trail. Life and Light. War Officer. Prime to Go. Nostalgic One. Goes in. All set. And they're off. Just for Luck has early speed towards the inside, and here's Prime to Go from in between horses. Joining them comes Best Bet on the early move, and here comes Best Bet to assume command. Life and Light is right towards the outside, but Best Bet is the clear leader and is very keen. Sprinting away here is up by 2.5. Best Bet drawing away early. Best Bet will take him towards that turn. Big gap now. Life and Light, another big gap there. Back to third is Prime to Go, who's a well-settled third. It's with that second group. Just in behind them comes Wally World. At the rail in fifth, that's Just for Luck as the leader continues to spread away. War Officer is now moving up on the outside, has taken the fifth position.
All right, now I can take it easy.
Top. They're in seventh. It's Freedom Trail. The early trailer, late running Nostalgic One. They're chasing the free running Best Bet. 22 and 4 was that opening quarter. 46 and 1 for a half mile time. Can Best Bet keep going? Life and Light, another big long shot, is right there in second. They are 8, 9 lengths in front of the rest. As trying to move forward comes Prime to Go, still patiently ridden as they feel like the speed is going to come back. And Best Bet, less than a half mile ago into the far turn. Here comes Life and Light, the first to challenge.
Yeah, they're
Life
coming.
and Light, Lane Leslie ready to move, and here comes Prime to Go. Wally World is in pursuit too. They travel as a pair, third and fourth, and they're catching the front runners quickly. Best Bet trying to keep going.
Come on,
Life
go.
and Light down towards the inside. Prime to Go, if good enough, has a seam. Here comes the run from Wally World. They swarm these leaders now. Complexion completely changes. Wally World is in front. War Officer down the center of the track, and here comes Just for Luck in between horses, but Wally World got the jump. Wally World, Manny Franco, 16th left to go. Wally World.
Yep, 7 was the one. Yipper. Yeah, I mean you could tell from his form he had the kick.
Yep.
For sure.
Just bolted too far out when didn't break all that cleanly on our 6 there.
Yeah, it was
all right.
Play anyway.
Yeah. Let's look at Laurel for a second. Let me make sure I have everything set. Well, I'd be looking at a 7-5 double here. Which is paying 5 to 1. But not that much money into the pool right now.
Nah, that's a little early.
And it does look like all the money's on the 7 and the 3 here. Let's look at the race sim.
The 6 and 6. Actually, in the pick 3, the 3 is significantly lower than the 6. The double, they're even. Yeah, I mean, that last race, we said the 7's the one horse that could catch
Yeah.
the 6. We were just trying to go for a price play. We can bet chalk all day if we want.
No, thanks. Unless the chalk's going to win.
Well, yeah, they're going to win every race. I'm okay with that. I've been known to do it.
But looking here, I mean, the race sim doesn't think the 4 is going to get an easy lead over the 7 and thinks the 7 pulls away. 3 does have a victory over 68 SORs last time out at Delaware, but also has some not so great races as well.
I know we were talking about the 3 as I played it in my double along with the 7.
Yeah.
But now I'm looking at the 1 2 as a possible underneath horse that could come running. Has 1 at 8.5 against 60s. Similar conditions.
Yeah.
Back in February. Was only a length behind the leaders at the second call. Won by a neck, but that would be the one horse I would be concerned about, to be quite honest with you. The 3's, one last out. Similar fashion further back though.
Yeah.
Against 68s.
I mean, the way today's playing out, the 1 will win, just based on 1 or the 4 will win here, just based on the price.
I'm almost thinking of what's the exactest paying? 3 or 7 into the 1 is 11 to 1. 1 over the 7's 32 to 1. Yeah, right, Scott. We need to stop the race at the quarter pole. I don't know, Oldie. I'm thinking I might go against my original double pick here now that I broke it down and done a vertical wager here.
Currently 5 to 1 on the 7-5 double.
All right, that's what I'm going to play.
Heading to the gate.
The horses have reached the starting gate. Ready to load for the 7th. Capcom is sizzling time. Cadet Corps. Ain't to be or cold. Armando R.
Armando R.
Be better.
I think the 7's going to win, but I threw a 1-7, 7-1, Dutched.
And they're off. Cadet Corps has asked for early speed and gives it. Ain't to Beer Cold, and Capcom down to the inside. Inveigle gradually working over a bit, but still about 3 path into the turn run. It's Sizzling Time back of the pack with Armando R and Be Better. Sharing last position now. Armando R and Be Better, some 9 to 10 off the pace of Ain't to Beer Cold. On the outside is
The reason the
Cadet Corps
position
in
we thought
second
the
spot,
7
and
would be in.
Capcom is in third, Inveigled is in fourth. It's Sizzling Time is next, and Be Better and Armando R at the tail. Down the back stretch they roll. Easy pace for Ain't to Beer Cold. Cadet Corps on the outside applying just a bit of mild pressure. Capcom tracks rating along in third position. Inveigled is fourth, 4 path, and it's another 2.5 or 3 back. It's Sizzling Time is next, followed by Be Better, and Armando R is 7 still, with 4 1/2 furlongs left to run. And it's Ain't to Beer Cold nursed along on the lead from Cadet Corps. Capcom is in third. Inveigled's fourth and clear still. It's Sizzling Time is the rail, 3 lengths from the front into the far turn run. Be Better under a full ride, and Armando R is trailing the field. Cadet Corps has worked past Ain't to Beer Cold to a narrow lead. Capcom Inveigled. It's Sizzling Time is fifth with 3 furlongs left to go, and Be Better and Armando R. Cadet Corps from the fully ridden Capcom, and Inveigled on the outside. It's Sizzling Time passing Ain't to Beer Cold is dropped back, and then followed by Be Better and trailing the field Armando R. Cadet Corps turns in. Inveigled outside, put to a steady drive, and Inveigled is not by yet at the 3/16 pole. It is Cadet Corps holding just in front. Cadet Corps Inveigled on the outside runs right up to Cadet Corps. Cadet Corps Inveigled. Inveigled and Cadet Corps head to head and nose to nose. Cadet Corps is fighting back. Cadet Corps from Inveigled. Photo finish up and down. Cadet Corps Inveigled. Then Armando are late for a share. Capcom and then Be Better. It's a photo.
I think it was the 7, but I'm not certain.
That was close, man.
Because of the position of the mirror.
Let's hope it was the 7. I did play a 7-3 exact. I did play the 7 over the 1-3, and then
the 7-5 double got that down
around.
to 3 to 1. By the way.
Did it really?
Yep.
Come on, 7, get the bob.
Yeah, 7's got it. Oh, it's really.
Ooh,
it is tight. If the mirror was a little.
Photo signs
that
still
3
up.
looked like it got the bob at the line.
Well, but the line is after the actual finish. The mirror's in front of the line.
Oh. I guess I wasn't looking at the mirror. The mirror's in front of the.
Yeah, in front of
finish line post.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't even notice the mirror.
Well, and this is not a straight-on angle either.
No.
But it looks like the 3 there. I mean, if I were from that angle, it's obviously the 3.
Yeah, from that angle.
But how about they show us the straight-on finish line instead of from behind the finish line? I thought they were going to put up the results when they put that up.
Photo signs up at race 7. Hold all tickets.
I mean, the worst case scenario is a dead heat here because it keeps both those money alive.
Yeah, dead heats are killers. They're money killers. Yeah, while we're waiting, I got Woody is.
What do you got there?
I went with the 6, Durham. I know it's the first pick, and it's got a nice EE morning line angle. At least it did. And she's heading back to the turf. Gets a 10-point GSR bump. Obviously indicates that she'll enjoy the surface change back, and it isn't won yet, but she's been facing a lot tougher SOR groups too, and she had a really nice for four furlong work, 46 and 8 on the grass back on the 15th in prep for this. Kevin Attar's
stand by.
Excellent trainer.
Race 7.
And he's 20% second race back from a layoff too. So that's the top pick I went with.
Boom, 3. So that kills my double, but I had a $10
Numbers now
pick
up.
3.
Seventh race.
Yeah, killed my
With the
exacta.
3 there.
3-7. 5-6-1.
Yeah, on broke. I have it for race 5 at Woody. I had it 6-11-5.
I thought that was a 2-horse race, and it was a 2-horse race.
It was. Yep. Yep. We had it right originally. We did.
Yeah. So I'm keeping an eye on Woody here because they're getting close. You like what
I had
horses
6
here?
on top over the 11 and the 5.
6-11-5.
Yeah.
What about
and-
this 8 for Kevin Attard?
Yeah, the firster.
Yeah, I was a little interested.
Yeah, I mean,
in
nice
this firster.
Some nice works for sure leading into it. English Channel is always tough on the turf. Kitten's Point is a nice turf dam as well. Yeah, I lean towards the 6 only because of
Decided to hop right back out.
Kevin's want to probably get this horse a win. It's on its 7th try, so I mean he's got how many in here? At least 2 that I know of.
3
He has
that
a
I
third.
see.
You have a third?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
he is the 9 Bertha.
Yeah, I mean he could. Gosh, I don't know.
And keep in mind the 8 and 9 have a 5-point weight advantage on the rest of the field.
I mean he's got Pietro Moran on the 9.
Yeah, that might be live.
Yeah. That's his go-to. So
Have you? And I know that there's going to be some thrilling stories after the
They actually got
races
us out
today
to
with your
Woodbine in
wages.
time.
As they come up with
Nice.
Durham, out
For
wider
once.
is Lupa, who is taking betting action as the first-time starter. Another first-timer, One Hot Mess. Blinkers are off for Bertha.
I don't think I've ever seen the
Now the
split
last two are
inner
Starship
and the outer
Serenity,
have different ratings like this.
stablemate to Momunda. And
The
Lady
one's
Iona,
good, the
who's
other's
pushing
firm.
to almost be equal favorite at the jump. Stand by for a
Yeah.
start.
usually they're different. Or the
They're
same,
all
I mean,
in. Locked.
unless they weren't maintaining one of them.
Off their race.
This is the outer.
And one of the best away is North
Looks
York in
like-
the
no,
center.
it's the inner.
A nice
It's the
beginning.
inner.
Lady Iona deep on the track. There's not a lot of speed on. Serious Lady is there, and Lady Iona will sail right up to take the lead away from Lupa, who's come to second, and One Hop Mess going up to be third. A length to North York as they hit the wire the first time. Caught a bit wide is Bertha, and trying to come up the rails. Mid-pack is Momunda under a tight rein, continues to gain. Behind them is Serious Lady and Durham, and then came Starship Serenity. Next to last out the stretch is Candy Lassie, and over on the inside, Lemon Sweets. About 6 or 7 lengths covers this field, and Lady Iona is on top. Lady Iona into the back stretch, a length and a half to Bertha, caught wide throughout. In the center, One Hop Mess on their inside, Lupa, and they're out by 2 lengths to North York, who got back into 5th spot. Over on the inside remains Momunda. A break in the field to Serious Lady. Candy Lassie shading to Orem. Next to last, Starship Serenity. And moving up on the outside is Lemon Sweets. Lady Iona shows the way. The half was 47-4. And traveling nicely, Lady Iona by a length. Bertha pushed along. Over on the inside coming is the favorite Lupa. Right behind is One Hot Mess. They've got away from North York and Momunda. But now Lady Iona and Lupa come away. And it's Lady Iona by 2.5 lengths. In second is Lupa. A length and a half away. One Hot Mess. Bertha, then North York, and the rest well behind. Lupa's the challenger, but still well clear. Lady Iona got a little bit off the inside there. Leads by 2.5. On the inner is Lupa. They're well ahead of One Hot Mess. It's a 2-horse battle. Lupa trying to come through on the inside. Lady Iona only a length. On the inside, Lupa is knuckling down. Lady
6 is
Iona's
too
lead
far back.
diminishing. Lupa coming,
Yeah.
and Lupa right up the rail is going to get up and win. First timer winning one. Lupa
Five's going to get up for
first.
third.
Second, Lady Iona.
Yep.
North York flew in for show from One Hop Mess, Starship Serenity, and Orem, and the rest headed by Bertha. The time 1:44.10.
Yeah, the other firster.
All right.
I mean, he had a
Monmouth.
nice Yeah, really nice work.
Monmouth
5
continues to
furlongs.
go off pretty much on top of Woodbine here. We got a minute or so here. We're going 5.5 furlongs in the Goodwood Stakes. And we have a 1-2 favorite in a race that appears to have some other, a little bit of other speed in the 5.
Yeah.
But, you know, the 8 seems to prefer the 5 furlongs to 5.5, though.
That it does. Let's see. Yeah.
I mean, none of these horses look to be in that class, but I think the 5's pretty fast. And it could be a matter of which one of them gets the lead. The 6, I think, has a shot too. I think the picks have this pretty good. I'm just looking to see if there's.
Yeah, the 5 working good too.
I mean, the other one would be the 3 second off the layoff. But I'll say, let's see if this, if I'm right in this 8 stops here. They're going in the gate already.
I think the 8 takes them to gate the wire.
Here's Drafaros waiting for her to
I
go.
mean, I don't love an outside post on a horse that needs the lead.
No, but he doesn't. The speed's well enough inside him too. The other
Yeah,
speed.
but I'm saying if the 5 up breaks him and has to cover less ground, granted,
Oh, yeah.
you do have a shoot here, so that
Etrurian.
also plays into this.
Post
I think
5.
the 8's a better breaker.
2 back. Belpensiero,
You never know.
the other New Jersey bred, the other being Bingo's Birkin, of course. Belpensiero Ed, and Epona's Hope, your big favorite with Paco Lopez, J. Tyler Service, the conditioner. Epona's Hope goes in. We're ready to go. And they're off in the Goldwood Stakes.
And
Etrurian the Gray is
well,
sent
see.
for speed. Epona's Hope, the favorite on the outside, a neck off. And Drafaros
See if this
down on
horse
the
can
inside
rate.
is going to stalk
Yep.
the pace today, running in third as the top pair a half length apart. The Gray, Etrurian leads the way. Belpensiero in the 4th position. Then Bingo's Birkin, Rosie Cheeks, they're side by side, up for it at the tail, 8 lengths off the pace. Half mile to go. Etrurian leads the way by a half length. Epona's Hope, they're on the outside in chase mode going into the turn, and she streaks 2.5 clear.
It's going the wrong way right now.
Third. Belpensiero sent along a little bit in 4th. Rosie Cheeks joins her from the inside. She's 6 lengths behind, searching for racing room right behind Drafaros at the top of the lane. In the
Still got
meantime,
horse.
Etrurian still in front. Epona's Hope, second, needs to get going right now. She's second, switching leads. Down the inside,
That 5's
Rosie
not
Cheeks is
budging.
going to get outside for a rally here, and Drafaros is coming down at the rail. Epona's Hope's beaten. Here comes
one's gonna
Rosie
win.
Cheeks. Rosie Cheeks explodes to the lead.
Rosie
She has won
Cheeks.
the Goldwood Stakes. Sammy Camacho with another win today. Drafaros was second. Belpensiero next.
That's
and
the
then
horse
came
that can
Epona's
rate.
Hope, and it's
Yep. So
That's
the
2
one,
in a row.
Rosie
Yep.
Cheeks, which sounded
Rosie
like Rosie
Cheeks.
Cheeks. We missed a Chad Brown there.
Yeah, stepping up.
Had won at 5.5 and at 6. But like I said, the 8 needed the lead and hasn't been as good at 5.5 either.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have Gulfstream race 6. Let's see what Justin had to say about this one Rogers Park. Nothing. 0% moves to a 0% trainer, or second time 0% trainer. Not surprisingly, a 0% on that move. So,
Yeah, no
I mean,
clue.
I don't know that I could play that horse.
Yeah, it's tough because you don't know anything about the trainer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge advantage.
But
I mean,
just
is there any-
does seem to win the race him pretty easily.
Yeah, and looking at everyone else, Oldy, there really isn't anyone with any ounce of speed.
No.
I mean, the 5, maybe. Maybe. I mean, could this horse just win off pure talent alone?
I mean, it hasn't, but it also was facing until recently. I mean, the thing is, it may be more of a turf horse, and it may want shorter.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to the rest of them,
Let's just do this. So if we
There-
take the 1 out, just assume it's going to stop. The 8 wins the race, 863. I mean, that
it changes. Taking the blinkers off too.
oh, I didn't have the thing up, but all right, we're going out to Gulfstream here.
Back to synthetic.
The horses, they're at the gate. It's now post time. Rainbow Six expected to reach the $100,000 level, and that's exactly where it is at the moment, $102,000 and climbing. The inside and outside horses dominate the betting. Rogers Park for trainer Gary Sabrati is a 9-5 favorite. Second choice, 2-1,
158.
Charity First.
That's what I'm going with.
Edward
Okay.
Gonzalez for Fernando Abreu. It's 5-1, Mima Toli Gorla, not
Banking
one
on the
less,
talent
and
of the
7-1,
5,
it's just a
or
game.
the 1
To make the trainer 0% no more.
Yeah, exactly. Get his first win.
Charity First to
race
the
first win.
outside. They're in the gate. And they're off. Rogers Park away well from the inside. Up on the center, it's Charity First. These two try to go on with it, splitting them. It's Lily Dash A on to challenge. These three almost in line.
I'd say that's a sub-ideal for the one, but it's going to
Away
clear.
fifth, it's just a game.
Just see how fast
Inside,
he
Yeah, I would hope so
Cove.
on the rail.
Third last is she.
Better
Second
clear.
last, not one less. The
He doesn't
trailer is
have
right
talent.
on. Anna. Around the first turn they go. Apprentice Yolber Torres has Rogers Park clear by almost 3. Lily Dash A is there second. Charity First on the outside. Third, they're stringing out. 2.5 more to Mima Toli Girl, who's racing in fourth. She has separation on the others, led by It's Just a Game.
Yeah,
Moving up
she's
between horses is not
she's
one
just
less. Right on
trotting
Anna's
around
on the
there right
outside
now.
and toward the rail, Calabash Cove. That's the 8 of them. They're strung out over 20 lengths through the opening half mile with Rogers Park in front. 8-5 in Rogers Park, clear now by 3. Lily Dash A is still second together with Charity First through a 48-second half mile. Up on the outside, Mima Toli Girl let go for a run by Edgar Perez. Mima Toli Girl is moving up into second now. That's no good for Charity First, who just slammed on the brakes. Trying to close in from the back. It's just a game in Calabash Cove.
Yeah,
not one less.
maybe.
Needs to giddy up from there, and right on Anna is last. They're under the top of the stretch, 5/16 from home. Rogers Park by a length and a half. Mima Toli Girl with a sustained
Either
run
he's
into
faking
second,
it
back
or
to
he's out
Lily
of gas,
Dash A, who's
because
now
he
third.
really
The rest
hasn't been
appear
running
way
hard.
back here to 3/4 and 113 flat. The leader, Rogers Park, tries to get home. And taking aim second, Mima Toli Burrow back to third,
Now
Lily
he's gone.
Dash A. They come past the 8th pole. Rogers
still has
Park
more
clings to
horse.
the lead. Mima Toli Girl runs at her from the outside. Rogers Park just in front. Mima
One's
Toli
gonna
Girl
hang
still
on.
gaining. Rogers Park, Mima Toli
I get
Girl,
the tries. He
Rogers
ain't gonna get
Park.
up.
Rogers Park
Yep.
gives trainer Gary Sabrati his first
Boom
North
to
American
you.
victory
I didn't
and
play
beats
it.
Mima Toli Girl
Ah.
second. in one-
Of course, I don't play it. It wins.
Of course.
Ay.
All right, we have Aqueduct coming
You
up.
stinker.
Friend of the
Exactly.
Devil, 1-5 here.
Damn it, that was a 13-1 double. Or exact, I mean. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Cody, nice. Good hit.
So, Friend of the Devil does not win the race sim the way you would think. Here for a horse that's 1-5.
Yeah, it's got a huge pace advantage.
I mean, between the 1 and the 3, I mean, I guess the 3 is the one I think actually wants turf. May not want to go the short, but I mean, the 1's a 36 GSR. I can't play that.
Yeah, I think the 3 wants longer. For sure. Its wins have been at 7.5 and 8.5, and looks like most of his races have been around. Actually, all of his races have been routes.
Yeah. And the 4 is a maiden,
Yep.
second time starter. And the 5, I'm sorry, the 7 is the same trainer as the 5. And looks like it needs the lead also. I can't see them getting in a pace duel. They might anyways, but
Yeah, I mean, unless Mirage will rein him back best he can. But if the horse wants to run, the horse is going to run. Yeah, the 1 seems to also want longer.
yeah.
Oldie, I mean, his GSR drops to 36.
Yeah,
I think the 5 wins easy.
I agree.
I don't even
And
know.
a lot of times these New York Stallion Series races are very one-sided. But if somebody else wins the break, the 1, 5, and 7 have clearly shown that they can't. Neither of them can rate.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan's on the 3. I just don't. I think that horse wants shorter. I mean, his GSR doesn't drop as drastically as the other, but.
Got a message from Willie. Let's see what he has to say.
What do we got here?
All right, they're getting close to the gate.
I mean, there's a pretty heavy chalk in the next too. Yeah.
I actually thought the next one's pretty wide open.
Yeah.
1920 to the New York Stallion Stakes Spectacular Bid Division.
Even though the 3 wins the race pretty easily.
Yeah, this is a hard race to bet. 5-3 exacta is $2.
Yeah.
Friend of the Devil. Dancing Bear.
Why is this behind?
That's why we singled this horse.
Sorry, the audio was way behind. I'm trying to get.
The lead is up by now full length here as Dancing Bear is going to start from second at the rail. That's River of Time. Red Silk shoved along as I'm Due, and the trailer, Strobe Light. They get set to work into the far turn. They're chasing Friend of the Devil. The big favorite went 21 and 4.
I mean, that's really fast.
Dancing Bear is back for more towards the outside. Romero Mirage is trying to challenge here, but Friend of the Devil still doing it easily. River of Time and Junior Alvarado moving through at the rail, drafting right in.
He's not even hurt. He's not even trying.
Christopher Elliott now pushes the button here on Friend of the Devil, and Friend of the Devil is trying to open up on the field.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
It's Friend of the Devil.
One's gonna get the place.
Backing up there was Dancing Bear from the back. I'm Due, but Friend of the Devil just keeps opening that stride up inside the final 16th, and Friend of the Devil will win this spectacular bid division.
Yeah, that only paid 3-1.
Yeah,
still better than 1-4. Whatever it went off at.
1-5. It looks like on my screen right now.
Would you call that 0.250 Ollie instead of 1-1 or?
I would call it uneven money.
Or 0.20? It went down to 1-5.
.20.
Yeah, that course.
I call it. I mean, the way to say it would be 0.2 to 1.
0.2 to 1. Yeah, in your terms, yes. That's funny. What the hell we got up next? Laurel, probably.
Yeah, we got Laurel. We got the 5 horse at Laurel
Are
coming
we
up.
alive to anything, man? I feel like our pick fives have shit the bed.
Yeah, pick 5's dead. I think, unless somebody had the 9. I didn't have the 9.
No, that's right. We had the 8. We singled the 8, right?
Yeah. So this Basarati, and again, 6 furlongs is the question here for this horse, but has won at 5.5 in a stake in an open stakes in the Maryland Turf Millions. Won at 5 first off the layoff, should be better here, I would think. Hollywood Walk's your second choice. You know, this horse has a handicap win at Colonial, but we all know Colonial form doesn't always transfer. It really has not run well at 6. Yeah, well, I guess it's the same. In last year's version of this race, just missed. But all is when you have to go back to 2022 when this horse won at Laurel. Other than that, all the wins are at Colonial.
Plus he's 6 years old.
Yep.
Or she is, I mean.
I mean, the 9 Gift of Gab, I think, was my second choice, the long shot there, but it's going to be coming from way back. And the 1's had some nice 5 and 6 furlong form and did win this race last year, but has no early speed. And has a tough post when you have no early speed on a turf course.
I had paired the 1 up when in the pick 5 here, coming off the layoff for Mr. Matz.
I mean, he can win off the layoff.
And I just liked his previous form in the sprints at 5.5 and 6 before the layoff, the 3 races before the layoff. Yeah. In the Panzera, he was like 8 wide and still finished strong. I mean, he was only 2 lengths back. He was, 6 lengths back at the second colony. Was wide, so he probably ran further than the top 3 finishers. So if anybody, if I was going to pick anybody to beat him, that's the one. He looks like he's a tied second choice now.
I just think if somebody's going to go with the 5, it's the 9. And if the 5 stops, the 9 might be in position.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the 9 might be a little better at 5 than 5.5 or 6.
Yeah, the only concern with the 9 can finish, even if he's forwardly placed. Right, because back in October he was 2.5 lengths back at the second call and won.
Gets an outside post.
Gets an outside post. He doesn't. She shouldn't want the lead. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
The jockey needs to know that. Let the 5 and stalk the 5. I can see your point there, Oldie, with the 9 at a price too.
I'm going to pull this up. I need to take a quick pit stop. I will be right back, Mike.
All right, sounds good. Scott, I'm not sure if Colonial. Anybody else know? I'm not sure who owns Colonial. I think they do. The 4's got looks like it runs, takes a break, runs, takes a break, but really no form. It seems like it just
Cumulus Stakes runners making their way up to the turf course.
see what's Scott Cedillo doing here, or Cedeno. He's 4 for 18 in the last couple weeks. He's won 22% of his races, or she, I mean. I don't know. Oldie could be onto something with that 9. If the 5 does want to stop, I wouldn't bet against Brittany Russell though.
The horses approaching
Brittany
the
and
starting
Sheldon
gate.
combo, I would not bet against necessarily. For me, it would be a 5-1-9 exacta. See what that's paying. 5 to the 1 is 9 to 1, and 5 to the 9 is 15 to 1. Since I didn't bet the last race and I had it right, let's make some money here.
Scott free, yeah. Churchill does, CDI does own Colonial. Rail way out on that. Looks like on the inner there.
Oldie, I think I'm going to play your 9 too. $9 over the 5 for $5.
Yeah.
A little action. Nothing crazy.
They reach the starting gate.
I still think the 5 is going to win.
Here we go.
Moving in for the Jamila Stakes. A La Breva, last year's winner. Here's Hollywood Walk.
So I did a 5 over the 1-9 and a
Class.
9 over the 5.
Basarati, 6 to 5. Life, Love, and Laughter.
Need to check with
Gift of Gab.
They need to pay me.
They're off of the Jamila. Basarati, as usual, wasting no time to flash that early foot, is in front by 3/4 of a length at opening furlong. From Life, Love, and Laughter, Hollywood Walk and Gift of Gab, cut from class, taken back in between horses. A La Breva last to the compact field. 5 lengths from front to back. Basarati in front, and the back is last year's winner, A La Breva. Into the far turn, Basarati from Life, Love, and Laughter by a half length to back. Gift of Gab, Hollywood Walk, 4th on the inside in mid-flight, then cut from class, and A La Breva ridden along from the back has 7 to make up now. With about 3 furlongs left to go, second wire finish. In the Jamila Stakes, Basarati takes them for home. Basarati in front. Hollywood Walk tries to roll up the inside there. Life, Love, and Laughter. A La Breva starting to run on the between horses. A La Breva driven, trying to cut between horses with a late run, suddenly wide open. A La Breva bravely between horses. A La Breva on the outside. A La Breva keeps on charging hard. Life, Love, and Laughter, a narrow lead though. Life, Love, and Laughter, 16 to go. A La Breva on the outside trying to get by, but it's Life, Love, and Laughter. Life, Love, and Laughter from A La Breva. Up for third was cut from class, I believe.
Really
Close foot of a show.
early. Really slow early.
Well, I should just start playing second place.
Not exactly my best.
10.01.
Art, you hit that. Nice.
Nice, Art. Boom for Art. Art, let us know what you played. We got Woody coming up here.
Woody.
What do you like at Woody here?
Oh, pick 4. You advanced to the pick 4. Okay. Good, Art. So you're closing to the 1 and 8. All right. Good luck, buddy. Woody. Where are we at? We're race 6, right?
Yep.
So here, the gold badge. I don't always pay attention to that too much, but it's a pretty decent in the money and ROI of 4%, in the money 6%, 60%. But it did have the morning line angle, but I was anticipating it to get bet down closer to the EE morning line. And then he's making a huge drop, right, from a grade 3, and then he's been facing tougher even the 2 races before that and just missed at the same distance back in December. Probably just getting back to form in that grade 3. I don't know why they put him into a grade 3 right off
Right, I agree.
right off of that that layoff, but he obviously needed that race, or she did. And she said, showing she can rate and doesn't need the lead, probably doesn't want the lead. And then the other horse I was looking at is the 2 Veery.
Yeah.
Basically because of the pace advantage, because it's pretty enormous. You know, the only concern is that's the only way she seems to win, right, is on the lead. And she's faded the last 2 races against similar and lesser company. Drexler's a good trainer, but I just think the 6 is classier. Needed that race last off the layoff, first off or second off the layoff. But if this 2 can control the pace, and you know, I was looking at it, there wasn't too many others I thought that could press it. You know, maybe Liam's Gift, the 1.
Yeah.
And if the 6 just sits off the 2 and just waits for the 2 to collapse, and it seems like that's what's been happening to us lately.
I think I like 164 or 614, however you want to play it, for a try here.
You said 164?
Yep, they're going in the gate. I doubt I'll even have time to get that in.
Wickenheiser moves up, followed in by stablemate Gilda Lily. And 45.70 to the outside gate. Moves up, goes in, they're all in, locked up. On their way and best away, Awesome Spirit Gal and Veery, who goes to the front. Veery, the leader from Awesome Spirit Gal. Liam's Gift on the inside. Pushing through is Gilda Lily, caught a bit wide here, 45.70. And last of all is Wickenheiser as they take the turn out the stretch and showing the way. Veery a little bit off the inside, going to second.
Gosh, 6 was wide.
Sharing third is Liam's Gift on the inside, and taken up slightly is Awesome Spirit Gal, the center. On their outside, 45.70. A length and a half away, targeting the pack. Wickenheiser at the back. Veery controlling the pace early on.
But I do want to see the 5 do the dirty work for everybody else.
The 5 furlongs. They're out by a length and a half. And over on the inside, Liam's Gift shading. On the inside, Awesome Spirit Gal's the center. And up on the outer, 45.70, and about 3 away last, Wickenheiser. They quicken as they race towards the half mile. Showing out in front is Veery from Gilda Lily. On the inside, Liam's Gift has saved every inch of ground. A wide trip here for 45.70. Up in the center, Awesome Spirit Gal. Still about 3 away last, Wickenheiser. The half was 47.4. As Juan Flores is opening up on them here. Veery by a couple, and seeing a danger is Liam's Gift. And now after this leader, Ryan Munger on Liam's Gift, targeting Veery. Veery by a length to Liam's Gift as they come to the final quarter. And Wickenheiser's running on well. 45.70 struggling. Awesome Spirit Gal holding third as they turn, and Veery in front. Liam's Gift second from Awesome Spirit Gal and Wickenheiser. And Veery shot away again. Veery by about 3 lengths to Liam's Gift. Awesome Spirit Gal. And down inside the furlong, Veery well ahead. Liam's Gift in second. Wickenheiser the inside. Awesome Spirit Gal boxing on at 45.70. Yep. But there's Juan Flores in full flight with Veery, and a very impressive winner.
Ugh. Please don't.
I was close for second.
Yeah. That was an awful pun. All right, we got
well,
Monmouth coming
said
up.
She could control the pace, and she did.
Silver Slugger for Juan Avila at Monmouth looks like currently 0.2 to 1, or no, that would be
0.5 to 1. Oh, wait, it's 2 to 5 now.
Yeah. Levy was dry. It's a horse that has some speed and can rate, but the step up might be too big for that horse. But had, has been in good form, ran well at Oaklawn, on and off. Moves to the Delgado barn here. In 6, XY Prime's not getting bet at all. The other Delgado here. Some pretty easily. My mouse is not responding right now. So.
Yeah, Silver Slugger is.
I'm just going to get this to the
3 for 6 at the distance. I mean, those wins have come against similar company.
And the runners are now facing up to the gate for the 7th race. Persistent has gone into the gate. Without Pretense goes forward. DePoli takes his spot. XY Prime, post position at number 6. Lord Barrier goes in. Silver Slugger. 2 back. Levy was dry. And to the outside post, Grouch. Here's Grouch and Fernando Jara in the red and yellow colors.
Yeah,
Grouch
I think
goes
it's
in.
7-4.
We're ready to go. And they're off. Silver Slugger wins the start. The favorite broke very sharply today. XY Prime joins him. Levy was dry in the mix as well. Levy was dry inside of the aforementioned pair is challenging Silver Slugger. Silver Slugger now with a neck in front. Levy was dry to the inside. Gap of 2 to Lord Barrier. Settles in third with XY Prime the gray. Wasn't quick enough to go with the top pair. Is fourth now, nickeled along with a half mile to go. Then comes Grouch. Without Pretense inside of him, 2 clear of DePoli and 4 back to Persistent, who's at the tail end of the field as they round the far turn. Silver Slugger, he went off at 1 to 9, and he rounds the far turn a half length in front of Levy. It was dry. Lord Barrier at a price, getting closer in the third position as Silver Slugger puts away Levy was dry at the quarter pole. Lord Barrier second to the outside of Silver Slugger, coming to the top of the lane. XY Prime gets a tap on the shoulder. They're down the stretch here. Silver Slugger attempting to fend off Lord Barrier. He is at the moment. Silver Slugger, 1 furlong to go. The leader by 2 from Lord Barrier and XY Prime, who flattens out in third. Silver Slugger, the heavy hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bomber on
No
underneath.
doubt. For sure. All right, now we are on to, we could either go to Gulfstream or we could go to the first at Los Alamitos.
Oh, I love Los Alamitos. How quickly
4
are they
wins the
going?
race him and is your top pick and is currently at 11 to 1 for Peter Miller.
Yeah, let's see what that 0.5 to, oh, it's Baffert and Hernandez. No wonder. Firster, the 6. That's why it's taking all the money.
Yeah.
Constitution.
Not working all that great for a Baffert.
No. I mean, it's definitely the connections and its pedigree is why it's getting bad.
Off, so let me get that.
My Maroney heading to the early lead over Punto 40. Several lengths, El Rankin in third spot past the half-mile pole. The field quickly stringing out. Sleeper Sullivan's running fourth, but being passed on the outside by St. Petersburg, and a good long gap to Lee's Baby Boy. 15 lengths front to back. My Maroney leading around the turn. Punto 40 angled across his heels by Fresu, was travelling up on terms at the top of the lane. Then El Rankin and St. Petersburg is down the outside under a left-handed whip, closing within 2.5 of the lead. Punto 40 reaches the front. St. Petersburg Petersburg, very
six
green,
is all
very
over the
erratic
place.
in second, wanted to duck in behind the leader. It's Punto
Green
40
as
in
hell.
front, a length and a half. St. Petersburg, a real handful for Hernandez. El Rankin third along the inside. Punto 40 in front from St. Petersburg and El Rankin. And Punto 40 comes on to take it. El Rankin
1-4.
finishing better than St. Petersburg to grab the exact
Yeah, I would
spot.
have.
Sleeper
Yeah, Al Rankin was, or the 6 St. Petersburg was more like Al Rankin.
Yeah, like rank.
Holy crap! Yeah, they need to.
I mean, the works there just didn't look like a
No,
Baffert work.
he's definitely green. Yeah,
Slow.
there's no reason for that horse to be 3 to 5. It was because of the connections and the parents.
All right, let's go to Gulfstream. Race 7 here. Started the late pick 5 as well. The 7, It's Only Words, is your current favorite. Won its last race by 9 lengths on the dirt here.
Tony D,
Moving
what's
up.
up, buddy? Al, thank you, bud. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys. What do you think of this 2 horse here? Patty's Having Fun. 6 to 1 on the morning line, 9 to 5 on the E morning line, not in the E picks, but in the money 4 or 5 times at the distance.
Oh, you're not showing your EE screen.
Oh, sorry.
Gosh, that.
And the 7's done its best running on the lead.
I think it's going to see a bit of pressure from the 1 and maybe even the 8. That 2.
The 8 also has run well at this distance, but not recently.
Looking at these are 4-year-olds and up, huh?
Yep.
I'm looking at the 4. I'm eyeing that 4 up, like you said. I'm a little worried about getting caught up in the pace.
I mean, the 6 is the other one that I see, but that could be finishing. Did win last time out at this level.
Yeah, and then, gosh, this race stinks.
Really, the 7 at 3 to 5. What if this 7 doesn't get the lead? Castro's huge on these moves, though. I mean, granted, it's only 7 times, but he is 43%, so he's won 3 of the 7 races.
Yeah, I am not touching this race with a 10-foot pole, but if I was to play it in pick and pray or something like that, I would go after that 6.
All right, they're in the gate, so let me get us moved over here.
Just because of the price, for one thing.
Far outside, Miguel's Bell was quick into stride. Patty's Having Fun is on to take over, and she's under a hold. At the rail, Noble Dreamer won't be far away. It's a length back. Racing into 4th is Red Hot Spark. Up on her outside is the race favorite, It's Only Words. Then back to the inside, Foxy Lady. Devon Charge is in the red between.
Yeah, they're freaking 8 wide.
Goes to the far outside. Field separated by 6 lengths past the half-mile marker. It's Noble Dreamer through a 22 and 3 opening quarter. Right back at her, Miguel's Bell. Out 3 wide, It's Only Words is now 3rd. At the rail, it's Patty's Having Fun, who shuffled the 4th. Red Hot Spark.
The 2's going to get the trip.
Room is Devon Charge. Madness gets
started. No, I don't think the 2 can rate, though.
No, the 2 can't rate, though.
Lady. They
let's
stack
see
up a
that.
bit as they run to the
Looks
top of
like
the stretch.
4-7.
From the outside, Miguel's Bell shoves the neck in front, looking
Unless
for
the
room
6
behind
has
her.
horse
Red
there.
Hot Spark battling on at the rail.
6
Noble
has horse.
Dreamer
He just
wide but
boxed
not
up.
gaining is its only words. Widest of all, Madness, she is gaining. 1/8 of a mile to go. Madness trying to close down the crown of the course. There's a 16th to
6
go
is
now.
going to win 2 in a
Splitting
row.
horses.
Son of a
Red Hot
bitch,
Spark is
Oldie.
up
See,
to
I'm
challenge.
picking
Red
horses,
Hot
not
Spark
betting
is
them.
taking the lead, and Red Hot Spark's the winner. It's
Yep.
Red Hot Spark and Jockey Luis
Oh my
Sotomayor
gosh,
by
that's
2.5
that's
in the
another
end.
race.
Noble Dreamer is second. Matt.
Then when I go to bet them, I lose.
So the one that was 15-1 at Laurel is 3-1 right now.
Yeah. Where'd our hater go? We've just been picking some winners after he left. Maybe that's what we needed.
So we got Aqueduct coming up. I did not have an opinion on this race. Like, I thought the 3 was very vulnerable.
Yeah, that to me is a connection, Vino Rosso bet, right? That's why it's probably taking money. I would agree with you. I mean, Maker took over 2 races back and won. That was against 50s. And
All right, Tony wants a late pick 5 at Aqueduct. We can
all
do
right,
that real
we'll give
fast.
Tony a late pick 5 at Aqueduct.
I wouldn't want it after the way I've played today, but let's do it anyways. I did already handicap these races. So I was 2x2 in the last 3, Tony. I did not have, let's see, who did I have in the last here? I'm not sure why I'm on the 4 and the 9 there. Oh, I had a hunch play. Classic Cara was a hunch play. I was looking at this last night. This field's terrible in this last race.
Nice dare. There's a boom.
Didn't particularly like the 9. I don't know why I have the 9 checked there. But I think I was 9-6. And I'm going to have to single in the race. I was going to single in and then
Skinny up.
change my
9.
ticket here. So I like this Mott horse on the drop. And I have way too many horses in this race too. So we'll skinny this down.
Jump to 7.
7, 3. They'll probably go off before I get this finished, though.
Oh, let me see. I'll look.
No, they're not yet. So there's 150, Tony.
Now they're still approaching.
I mean, maybe the more elite horse, maybe I'm wrong about the 1, but I think the 1 and the 5, you could probably get rid of both of them. I think there's going to be a lot of pace on in this race.
Yeah, they're starting to load.
So I can skinny it down to maybe there. All right, let me get the audio up here.
I want to go use the restroom real quick. Oldie, while this is going off.
Well, and it's not letting me load the race yet. I will go to the other spot. It'll be a little behind, but yeah, I think my internet is having problems. Or Spires is, because I cannot get it to load. Sorry, guys. The 6 is on the lead. Dare Chairman. The 3 at 4 to 5 is in second. The 1 and the 1A are sitting in a garden spot to the inside. 5 is coming wide. 1A is fading out. 6 and the 3. 3 is trying very hard, being asked and not getting to these. The 1 is fading back. It looks like it might be a 2-horse race between the 6 and the 3. 6 is kicking on. Looks like
Yeah.
Here comes the 3 all out, but the
Nope.
6 is going to
Not gonna
hold
get 'em.
and upset. 6-3 1A. I think 1 or 1A. I couldn't tell. Boom to Dare. Let's give him an official boom here. All right, and guys, if you can like and subscribe, we'd appreciate it. I forgot to.
We're on to Laurel.
We are on to. Good question. One sec here. Get that up. We are on to the last at Laurel. Which the 1 took money early there. If I could find it on the screen, there it is. Well, live hot should be here. Second, you're getting 5 to 2 on the 8 and 9 to 2 on the 1 right now.
Yep.
And if you look, the 8 is dropping out of maiden special weight. The 1's a first-time starter, and the rest of these horses, the 6 is dropping, taking a nice drop. You know, this 5's a many-time loser, 0 for 11 with 2 third places.
Yeah.
4, same trainer as the 6, taking the same drop, coming out of most of the same races. Don't think much of 3 either. That horse is over 6 with 2 thirds.
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
it's
just
got
not much in this race.
No, I mean you could easily do that 8-1 exacta. Seems logical. It's a 8-20
the
to 1.
6 and the 4 are getting bet though, just because the money has to go somewhere.
It has to go somewhere.
So, I mean, the 6 is definitely bred better than the 4.
Yeah, and the will pays. It looks like the 6 is second choice. Yeah, second choice, and then the 3. I don't know. I prefer the firster over the 6 and 3 anyway. Nice works on that 1.
Looks like we're. Is the
Sire is a
video
turf horse,
showing up
but-
okay right now?
Yeah.
'Cause it's a little choppy on my screen, so I'm trying to just
No, it's coming through clean.
make sure.
Yeah, 63 GSRs near the top too.
Yeah.
Let's see. 8-1 is 23 to 1 right now. 8-3 is 18 to 1. And looks like 8-6 is at 15 to 1. So it's following suit with the exactors are following suit with the double payouts and the pick 3 payout.
I mean, 2 to 1 seems generous right now on the 8, but I expect it will get bet down more.
Yeah.
One minute.
All right, 1 minute to post here.
The horses approaching the starting gate. Once again, as you see on the graphics on the TV now, we originally posted the order of finishes 37561 in race 7, a payout of 164.10 for the superfecta. The correct order of finish is 37516. It's good for $1 superfecta payout of 169.70. That's race 7 here at Laurel Park, 7th race. Just about at the gate for race 9.
The Ohio Dirt is race 12 today at Thistle Downs. Wow, there's no pace in this. Well, there's a little bit, but
Bella Cativa with Gina Velo up. Map to the moon.
I mean, McAfee, probably.
Lorraine's Way. Tammy's Magic.
Yeah, I bet that horse in the wood.
Third Tuesday.
Yeah, I like that horse. Been on that horse for a while. I like Moplex as well.
7 to 5.
Yeah, I like Moplex too.
So I'd be
Authenticated.
So that's the long shot and the second pick.
Teddy's Lucky Girl. In line. And they're off. Slow to go, Bella Cativa. Great Moon, Lorraine's Way, and Third Tuesday, all in the early firing line with pace, and Bella Cativa improves on the inside after breaking a beat slow. Map to the Moon, Teddy's Lucky Girl. Tammy's Magic is out in the clear, some 5.5 off the speed. Authenticated is in the back. Heading into the turn, Lorraine's Way is pressed every step of the way by Third Tuesday, and outside Great Moon is still right there. Great Moon looming up while 3 wide into the turn. And Map to the Moon in fourth. Bella Cativa is next. Teddy's Lucky Girl. Tammy's Magic is second to last, and Authenticated trails the field. Top of the stretch, where Third Tuesday's at leader from Great Moon by 1.5 lengths turning in. Lorraine's Way pressure to stay, pace Map to the Moon, and Bella Cativa, then Teddy's Lucky Girl at the 360s, and it
Looks like
is
another
Third
upset.
Tuesday trying to hold sway, a 3-leg lead,
Unbelievable.
and darting home is
That's scary,
Third
too.
Tuesday opening up once more, and Great Moon
Laurel
and
Park
Map to
is
the
like
Moon. Third is 16th left
insane
to run.
today.
Third
What is
Tuesday,
going on?
Matilda Burn. Finishing off the
That
job
was
to
like
win by
by a
some 7
mile.
going away lengths. It's Great Moon second, Map to the Moon third, Teddy's Lucky Girl fourth.
That's because I bet it.
Picks it, the Pick 5 did carry. Paid four out of 5 to the 3
Minute
there.
6.26.
Oh my gosh.
It should be a pretty sizable carryover because I'm seeing the 10 they're showing would have paid 86,000, which I'm assuming was the entire bucket. Let's see, so that started race 5. Let's see what the pool was there real fast, and then we'll get to Woodbine. No, it was only 48,000, so it must be showing the dollar amount, even though doesn't make sense. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But still a pretty decent carryover, most likely there. All right. So now we have Woodbine, 3 minutes to Woodbine.
Yeah, there's a Mark Cassie horse that's probably, wow, 9 to 5. He's actually not the favorite. The horse I like is now the favorite. I thought maybe that Personify was going to be the favorite when it was all said and done, but
Yeah.
interesting. I had the 6 horse on top mainly because of it being 3 for 4 in the money lifetime with 2 wins at 6 furlongs on the turf, and seems to have the pedigree into mischief as well. Faced tougher the last 3 races, and then won against 74s coming from off the pace. And I think there's going to be a pretty hot pace in this one too, Oldie. The only other horse I was looking at was that Personify, which now I see it at a better price. It's only got 2 races under its belt, one on the turf at 5 furlongs, so it's stretching out off the layoff too, and it seems to be fine with that added distance too,
and can rate.
So, like I said, I was thinking I would probably get a better price on the 6, even though she was the morning line favorite. I thought the Personify was going to get bet more. But shoot, if it's going to stay at 5 to 1, that's probably the better play.
Or do any picks exacta here with the 5 who wins the race sim and it's the long shot.
Yeah, you can box them. I don't. The 5 is just, it's only 2 races in the States. Hasn't fared well. Now, granted, one was a grade 3 and the other one was a 300K. I don't know if that was a handicap or what, but 76 SOR. So it obviously facing tougher, only lost by a length in that race at 5.5 furlongs. But its GSR doesn't seem as tight as the rest. And I just question its form in the States right now. And maybe it's ready to fire and it might want the added distance. I don't know. It was too much of a question mark for me to include it and top. I would agree underneath. That's who I had as a third choice. Originally, I had it 6 over the 1.5, but I might put the 1 on top too.
Of Miguel Clement has gone in. They're just about ready with Social Code. They ran a beautiful race last start.
Clement.
Social Code brought to the line. Goes up for Jason Hoyt. Arctic Velocity, gate number 8. And sporting a solid bullet work, bound to be true. The barn that's been hot on the turf this week, Nathan Squires. They're in the gate for the Alley Wow, presented by Greenwood Stakes, ready to run. off their race. What a perfect start. Love Severe pinged the best and is wanting that lead with Flaunt, who's gone to the front narrowly. Love Severe on the outside, sitting second, and over on the rail, Personify and Awesome Women is right there in the center, or American Women, I should say, and on the outside, going up towards the leaders, Arctic Velocity. It Ain't Two got behind that pack, and 3 lengths away is Social Code second last, and Bound to Be True is at the back. It's Flaunt who shows the way by a length to Love Severe and Personify the inside of Arctic Velocity. Getting back now, American Women, and trying to run for the back. Bound to Be True around the outside of Social Code, and just ahead is 8 Ain't Two. They come down inside the 7/16 and kicking away. Flaunt opens the lead to a length and a half to Love Severe. The top two floating along with beautiful strides. A length away third, Personify. American Women's come alive. And around the outside, Arctic Velocity as they corner. It Ain't Two looks for room. And as they turn for home, Flaunt leads the way in the alley. Wow. Chased home by Love Severe. And down the outside is American Women. And Love Severe ranges up to Flaunt and now accelerates and has gone up and hit the front. Down the outside of the track, It Ain't Two is tearing home as Love Severe races clear. On the outside, It Ain't Two's making a bid. Love Severe for Eric Cancel. Racing out in front. In second, It Ain't Two. And what a polished display by Love Severe. A dominant winner of the Alley Wow, presented by Greenwood Stakes by 2.5 lengths. It Ain't Two second. 4.5 away third was Flaunt. And behind them was in the center, Personify the outside Social Code. And the time for the race is 1:15:46.
They got the dogs out there. See the cones?
I didn't see that. I missed it.
All right, we got Monmouth, I believe, here. Hold on, let me get it out of full screen mode. Going in the gate at Monmouth, we can take a quick look. The one I'm on fire, not in the picks, but is getting bat. The 11's your top pick is 6-1 right now. Looks like a lot of pace will be on here though, so I want to look at the 5, 6, maybe 10.
The 9's tactical. I just looked at it quick, but hasn't really been facing much.
And guys, next week we'll have some good graded stakes action. We'll be covering the Stephen Foster day as well at Churchill. But we'll have 5 graded stakes from Woodbine that we'll be able to show live.
Nine's ready to run. Oh, and the 8 broke through the gate.
Of course.
Dumped the rider.
June 28th, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 stakes. Eleven got a, no, that's the 2. I thought it was the 11 that got an easy lead there, but the 11 sitting in a kind of a garden spot there.
Yeah, the 2 is supposed to get an easy lead like that, but it's not going to last. Things running straight up and down.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get it. I thought I had this up. Hold on.
Settle
Sorry,
down
guys.
now. Gets into the bridle with 5 furlongs to go. I'm on fire, third on the rail, and a half length behind. Length and a half to test and racing alone in fourth. Singing tight, hard to control. He's very keen behind horses here. On the inside, Shrug is making a very early move. There goes Shrug. He was about 7th or 8th moment ago. He's third now, approaching the turn, and Mickey Shalala is following his move in the 3-pad, rounding the 4-turn run. Then comes See the Truth, plummeting back to third last. Two-stepping Kluki and Happy Cat are the trailers. Coming to the top of the stretch, Shy to Runner. He's 95-1. Still has the lead from Shrug, who tips outside, is right up
He's
to challenge
toast.
that front runner at the top of the lane. I'm on fire on the far outside. He gets outside in third. 2 behind with 1 furlong to go. Shy to Runner running a
Wow,
huge
that
race.
two's holding
A
on.
massive number. Here comes I'm on
Yeah.
fire.
You
Shrug
got-
between them.
If
Shrug,
that 2
Shy to
wins.
Runner outside. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Gets
Oh.
there. I'm on fire over
That was
Shrug.
close,
Shy
man.
to
What a
Runner,
race
and
by that
Fiddle A
2.
Coyote.
Fire,
Wow.
fire. Fire.
Great race by that 2. Wow. What was it? 95-1. Wow. That's
Fire.
impressive.
All right, well, we missed Los Al race 2 because they went off on top there.
Dang it.
But we have Gulfstream race 8 here. Dear Dad looks like solid money burning chalk here. Bet a horse to money burn. I mean, Dear Dad's going to be in the try or the exacta, but this horse just has found a way to lose the last 4 times out, including his favorite last 2 times out. And the 3's not much better.
No.
I mean,
Nope.
I don't like the GSR on the long shot. All these horses need to be close too.
Yeah, closer. 8.
Did it stop sharing here? It did.
Yeah.
There's something going on with the player right now, I think. But I mean, the 2's not as good
I know.
on the turf.
Still not sharing, Oldie.
But I think-
don't know if it's like.
Oh, hold on. One more click.
There you go.
Yeah, there's something going on here. Let me take one more look here. But I mean,
They
it's not
kept
even
that
using
finish
that
at
much memory.
6.5 at Woodbine.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
let's
this
bring up
race is
Gulfstream here.
ugly.
I do think you can beat those 2 favorites. The question is, who do you use instead? I think the long shot's got a chance there.
I think you could too, but of the 2, I prefer the 6 over to 3.
Is that the audio at Gulfstream, or is the audio still on at Monmouth? It's still on.
Monmouth.
Okay. And Woodbine. There we go.
About Mr. Crowley,
right,
the
so now-
5, at a big price. 65 GSR is not shabby.
You love these low percentage trainers today, though.
Oh wait,
This guy's
yeah.
2%.
Wait a minute. Wait. No, I take it back. It's a 6-year-old. Forget it. Never mind. Never mind. I don't want anything to do with that 6-year-old. I don't know, man. Maybe the 8 can steal this up front. Oldie.
Possibly. Interesting long shot in the next for if you had a double you wanted to play.
I'm not confident with any of these horses in here. I mean, you got 2 money burners. The 8 can't rate, right? It needs the lead, but if it gets the lead and clears, I mean, it could. I mean, he's got speed to his inside, though. That's the only thing. And again, I'm not betting it, and it'll probably win, and I'd play it.
The horses
And
are
pick and
out
pray
of
would be the 8.
It's now post time. Lining up
The
and
8's
moving
gonna
in
win,
for
watch.
race number 8.
I just don't
The
feel confident
3,
enough
6,
for
and the 8
any of these
dominate the
horses.
betting
Yeah, I
market.
hear ya.
6 is the current favorite, Dear Dad.
And Dear Dad would be the other pick, and he's 3-2. Would
Santo
that be
Dios.
1.5 to 1?
Yes.
Mr. Crowley. Last 2 up. The man up front. And Dear Dad.
Wow, yeah, that's a big try.
The man up front is ready. They're at the post.
Yeah, there's been a lot of prices at
And they're
Laurel
off.
today.
Good start on the outside for the man up front. Sent forward is Santo Dios on to challenge. These two get acquainted from Dear Dad, who's away in third. Rotterdam is at the inside and now fourth. Back to fifth, Mr. Crowley. Tightened up at the back of the field is Tigre with Bless America just ahead of him. And they run around the first turn. Santo Dios has the rail, but only ahead in front as the man up front is turning up the heat. These two roll along. They've opened 3 on a well-situated Dear Dad. He's now third.
Oh, he's being pressed.
So we might have missed this on the floor.
Zayas as the pace is swift. 22-2 for the quarter.
First time
It's a gap of
Sanchez.
3 more to Mr. Crowley. He's dropped better than 9 lengths behind. Moving at his inside is Bless America. And
And I don't
Tigre with a lot of pace ahead of him, but he's last
think
a
it's
long
gonna be
way.
able to hang
And he's
on.
asked to quicken by Ocasio as they head to the half-mile grounds. Outside, the man up front is taking a
Yeah, he
clear
hasn't
lead.
done
Back to
anything
second,
in-
Santo Dios. He just
since
lost second.
2022.
As Dear Dad is on the attack early today, and he's moving to challenge right now. The opening half mile was wicked. All of this is good news for Rotterdam. He strides into third. He hasn't been officially asked to kick on, although he just was, and now he's going to go after the embattled duo. So the favorites are 1, 2, 3, a quarter of a mile from home. At the inside, the man up front trying to hold off a challenge from Dear Dad, and they're going to both have to hold off Rotterdam, who's loose down the center. 1/8 of a mile to go. From between, Dear Dad along the rail, the man up front. Down the center, Rotterdam. He's had clear aim at the top 2, but he hasn't gained any serious ground. Final 1/16 of a mile. It's Dear Dad in front. Rotterdam's out of time. Dear Dad wins. Dear Dad
Told
and
ya.
Edward Gonzalez get the job done. That ended up
6-8,
close
dude.
for second. The man up front trying to hold off Rotterdam. Fourth, I think, is Bless America. 132-4.
It will. Well,
Let me
the
see
6
if it-
isn't burning money
Hold on.
anymore.
Nope.
All right, where we got next? Aqueduct.
We have Aqueduct. And I think there's a lot of pace in this race. That hasn't worked out for me well. I still think there is. So I'm going to eliminate the long shot. I'm going to eliminate, what was the other one? The 1. And
Yeah,
the
just looking at
9.
the stats, closers and stalkers are better in this race.
Yeah, this meet. So, I mean, with this here, the 8's your favorites to that pace, but 5 just scratched though, guys. Which means the 1's not a lone pace.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that changed it.
I just can't help myself, can I? That changes things a lot. The 1 and 9 most likely are both have a shot here now.
Wow. I don't know. I mean, there still could be a little bit more pressure on the 1. The 9.
Yeah.
The 8. The 10. The 11. There's a bunch of horses that like to be up front or near the front anyway.
Yeah, I mean, but it
I don't
definitely
see
makes the race way more interesting.
it does, because I mean, maybe that 7, the top pick is taking all the money right now, is probably the closer to choose from with Katie aboard.
Yeah.
You know, coming off a layoff, training okay. You know, 1 for 10 though. That's the only thing. The 3 gets a bump in GSR, big bump, and the other thing with that 3 is coming off a short, well, not really a short layup, but does have a win and a 3rd place at this distance. EE Morning Line has it at 7-2 versus 5-1 right now, and is the lowest EE Morning Line.
Approaching the gate right now. So I'm going to get the audio up for you guys.
I think, let me see. Braves 26% off the layoff, 3 for me. Bump in GSR, big bump.
For Abreu.
Toxic Girl to 12, huh? For a long shot.
Who does Tony like here?
Belmont goes in.
265
Post.
carryovers at Laurel.
Eastern
Alan just posted
Star.
that.
Freud's Fancy. Lucky and Gorgeous. Toxic Girl to the outside. Toxic Girl goes in. All set.
No, I hear. The 2 is very fractious in the back.
And broken a very even line. Eastern Star.
Why did it sound like there was an elephant out
towards
there?
the outside.
I know. I mean,
Is in the
Thursday,
early
David and I were
Queen
doing it, and it sounded like they were
Atlas
cutting
is
the
forwardly
infield
placing it in front.
grass.
Right there to the outside, Javier Castellano on Dumas.
At the
They're in
gate.
second, and Eastern Star is the gray. A touch wide, is trying to save some ground as they go into that turn, but sprinting away, Queen Atlas. Queen Atlas is pumped up and is up by 4 into the turn. Alone in second is going to be Dumas, and right behind them is Eastern Star in third. Challenging in fourth is Miss Spitfire. Ground saving journey towards the inside, and fifth towards the
Oh, we've
outside.
seen
There
this
comes
act
Bella Boche.
today.
Behind them in sixth, that's going to be Silent
Jeez.
Melody, and seventh
I
is
didn't
going to
see
be
that
River
happening.
Tay. They're followed in eighth by Freud's Fancy, who's now in front of Lucky and Gorgeous towards the back end of the field. And the 2 trailers, Dream on Kara and Toxic Girl. They're chasing the runaway leader, Queen Atlas. Queen Atlas on an ambitious journey up front. Queen Atlas is alone up front and is up by 5, almost 6 lengths into the far turn now, 46-1 for a half-mile time. Can Queen Atlas keep going? Duboff is now in full pursuit, and here comes Duboff. Has gotten much closer and is shrinking that margin quickly. Following them towards the outside, here comes the run from Bella Voce, is ready to challenge. River Tay is going to be wide. Miss Spitfire's off the rail. Queen Atlas hasn't given up the lead yet. Here comes Duboff down the center of the racetrack, and now Duboff is run right on by. Duboff is now opening up here in the late stages. It's Queen Atlas trying to hold second. Miss Spitfire, Silent Melody from far out of it with River Tay, but it's all Duboff. Duboff is going to win this one stylishly.
Oh, that one held on for second.
Yep.
Run and gun.
All right. We have coming up here, we have no more Laurel. So the next thing we have is Emerald in 2 minutes.
Ay, ay, ay.
Don't let Justin hear you say that.
I don't think I've ever bet Emerald Downs.
For
Oh my gosh.
everything that they throws in. Come on. There we go.
This is funny.
Let's just see what the race sim has to say here.
I don't even think I can bet Emerald Downs, to be honest with you. Probably why I've never bet them.
Oh, my screen is not
Oh,
cooperating.
it looks like I got them.
All right, I'm pulling Emerald in here.
Looks pretty
Looks like
wet.
they might.
It is sloppy.
Yes.
It is sloppy.
And we're still, yeah, we're still showing fast there. I think the one can rate a little bit. Maybe the one's got a good shot here. The 2 and the 7.
Let's see here.
2's definitely got a little bit of a class advantage on those other 2. 2, 7. What about the 4? It looks like 2, 7, 1 to me.
271. Yeah, I gotta look at FD. 2.
6 is definitely run better on turf.
1 has a decent GSR, wet GSR. None of them have run on and off track, it looks like. I just went through all that. Yeah, the 1's got the best wet GSR. Wow, what a price. 14-1.
Mm-hmm.
1-2 back here against 48s, but
Now comes Lucy L.
is there a pace to run into? Yeah.
Hey Nate, how you doing?
Austin City Girl looks it over.
Hey, Nate, what's this up, buddy? What the heck? I've never bet the track, so I'm gonna now.
Fractious in the gate. Lucy
$5 on the 1.
Breaking your Emerald Maiden.
There you
Hopefully.
go. I broke my Emerald Maiden. Let Justin know.
Guys, if you can hit the like and subscribe while we're sitting here waiting for the Downs of Emerald to load. Downs of Emerald. Please comments that it looks like they could put in a term across the internet.
Muddy is an understatement. That is yucky. Five doesn't have a jockey. And might be in a scratched.
They're not going to be in the gate anymore, company.
Thanks, Grat. Appreciate you, buddy.
The horse is being backed off the mark now. We'll have a delay here in the running of the first.
We had a rough patch in there. We made up for it later on.
Emerald does have penny breakage every race, though.
Lucille
nice.
taken back to the paddock here.
Not that I've ever heard of someplace having penny breakage in certain races and not others, but let's see. So let's just check out Woodbine. When is that? Still got 7 minutes, so I have a feeling Emerald still will go off first.
Yeah, a bunch of them are off. There's another jockey off. I think that's the 5, the jockey on the 5. Standing there. He doesn't look happy.
Would you be?
No.
Late scratch on the 5. At least he doesn't get all muddy in the first race. I'll have to wait.
Yeah, we keep his clean white and blue silks.
Yep.
And it would seem that number 5, Lucille, is a late scratch. So number 5.
It would seem
that.
Yes, you're correct. I don't think I've ever heard a race caller say it would seem.
Number 5, Lucille, at the pair mutual windows.
Oh my
Late
gosh.
scratch in this first race. Number 5, Lucille, has been withdrawn.
Let's re-rack it, guys.
And the field set to load once again. Settlers Cove heads right back to the line. Here comes Perfect Moon. Move in alongside.
In the words of Kramer, the one must have the father was a mutter and the mother was a mutter.
Willing to burn, standing by, one off the rail.
Let's see if that holds true. Nope.
When I think of Kramer, I think of homeless people pulling rickshaws.
Post. Steps forward now. She's under the blanket that comes off.
Yeah, the father was not a mutter.
Little added security there. Some horses feel better with that blanket on. Gives them a little buffer zone between them and the gate. Confidence Builder will be the last one.
I'm hoping CTA Logistics isn't reference to the concussion protein. Like you don't necessarily remember that you had logistics.
Willing to burn broke smartly. Settlers Cove as well. Confidence Builder the inside. Perfect Moon. Austin City Girl is next, and Gold Coast Girl at the tail as they make those.
He's standing on that horse.
Turn. Willing to burn goes on to set the tempo here. The leader by 2. Settlers Cove right in behind, racing second. Up along the outside, Austin City Girl is up into third now.
You don't see that too often.
The inside of that ground-saving trip for Confidence Builder. She comes stirring at the rail now. 2.5 to Gold Coast Girl. They're only 6 front to back as they head it midway up the backstretch. First quarter.
I'm assuming he has lots of horse.
They point for the far
turn.
The one's running. One got that down to 3-1.
To lead it 3 parts of a length. They run through the half in
47.8
Figures. I was trying to make a little money. Probably won't win anyway because I bet it.
Builder within striking
I only pick winners I don't bet.
Gold Coast Girl wants to get into it now at the rail. Austin City
I don't know. He's
Builder.
coming now.
I mean,
Around the
it-
far turn they
I think
go.
he's gonna win.
Willing to burn.
he
Just in
might.
front, Confidence Builder
He
on
might
the
win
attack
by
now from the outside.
6 or
Gold
7.
Coast Girl racing third. They come off the turn
I should have
and
put
run
more than
for
5.
home. Confidence Builder grabs the lead.
Now you're
Willing to
having
burn,
won at
chasing
Emerald too.
back
Now you
third.
truly are
Gold
not at
Coast
Maple.
I don't
Girl,
know.
but
Hang
it
on,
beats
man.
Brett.
Don't die on
It's
me.
Confidence
Stay on the
Yeah, he's
horse.
good. He's
Builder
good.
going on by 2.
Hey,
Maybe
my
the
first
doc
ever
and the
bet
kid
at
shouldn't
Emerald
have
Down
been.
is a
Builder to
winner.
score the opener by a length and a half at the line.
Every bet you've
Willing
ever
to burn
made.
second. Gold
Every
Coast
I can say that. I can make a claim. Every bet I ever made at Emerald Downs, I won.
You could George Costanza and be like, "That's it, I'm out of here," and never play Emerald again.
Man. That's funny.
All right, Woodbine 2 minutes. We got 1 minute from Monmouth. Want to go to Woodbine?
Yeah, I
Or
think a couple
Monmouth,
people
yeah.
have some Woodbine bets in here.
Let's just look. Yeah, we don't need to watch a 10K claimer at Monmouth. All right, I will let you kick this one off since it's.
Yeah, I mean,
Since
it's a
you are
pretty big
the
field.
Woodbine capper.
It's a pretty big field. I landed on 2 horses. One definitely getting bet, Wyoming Bill. He just missed in his last start. And, you know, based on this pace, it looks like the 3 Connor. We had that in the chat last time Connor raced. I had mentioned it to our Connor in the chat group, and he forgot to bet it. And I said, you should bet that horse because I think it has a really good chance, and it did win. But I don't think he's got a chance today. He's going to want to take the lead, and I just don't see him holding on to it. He should get some pressure, some other cheap speed there. So I was looking for somebody kind of mid-pack or near the pace, and that's where I landed on both the 5 and the 7. But I picked the 5 over the 7. Does have a win on the turf at a mile last October, coming off the pace. There should be a contentious pace in this one. His GSR is second highest. Also, and is decent for this distance too, I believe. So I think I thought he was going to be the favorite, but I'm seeing that he's not, which is excellent. If I'm going to get 3 to 1. That's where I'm going to land. Wyoming Bill, his win comes from 9 furlongs on synthetic, and his GSR is fine compared to the rest of this group. So switching surface, if he can take to the surface, fine, he should be fine as well. But those are the 2 mid-pack horses that I felt
as a 4-year-old,
or mid-pack and late runners I felt
start
had a
is
chance.
Graffiti Writer.
I'll give you a long
Blinkers
shot
on.
here and say that I think the 12 could run
3
pretty
is
well.
Connor.
Yeah, I had the 8 and the 12 to fill out the bottom half of my exotics.
Joining the line, West Side Tide.
I think
will be next.
8's got a big class drop. 5 is making a huge class drop. That's the other thing I forgot to mention.
Plate
So
money coming in for Hammerhead.
yeah, see, Hammerhead's going to get bet.
He's had success here on the turf as Hammerhead comes up.
I had a feeling he'd get bet.
Hammer.
Southern Style goes to gate number 6.
So when I hear Wyoming Bill, I have a
And
coworker
Wyoming
named
Bill
Bill.
will be next.
And we kind of have a little shtick
Rafael
together, so
Hernandez
I'm
on
going to have to send him that
thundering.
horse
They're
and
almost
ask him
right
why
with
he ended up in
King
Wyoming.
Sam.
Nice.
For Fraser Abley, gate number 9.
He's the guy who gets a response.
City of Oscars to
He
gate
got
10
a
looks
response
well.
from a new sales rep that he thought was
So the
inappropriate and made the
chance for the
mistake
Mark
of sending
Massey
it to me.
barn.
So
Oh,
now I have
man.
an auto reply that just replies every time he sends an email to me with that response.
City of
Nice.
Oscars stepping in.
The response was, "Oh goody,
Call me
thank
Sue at
you,"
Big
by
Price,
the way,
beautifully turned
which
out.
he
Yeah.
thought was inappropriate for
Goes up
business.
to gate 11.
Yeah.
So now he gets that response on every single email he's sent for the last
That's
year and a
funny.
half.
I mean, you can have
He
fun.
goes in. The last is
Yeah, no, I know
Juno,
I
and
can
they'll be
do
on their
it.
way.
So
Stand by for a start. They're ready
Business
to
doesn't
run.
have to be always all
Locked
that
up.
serious.
Off they race, and a very good start. Away nicely, side straight on the inside with Graffiti Rider and Connor. Coming across sharply is Call Me Sue towards the leading bunch, and they are the top four. A couple away is Good King Sam, and Hammerhead is over on the inside. Deeper out goes Thundering towards mid-pack and being tagged by City of Oscars. Then Wyoming Bill, who's got back towards the rear with Southern Style Captain Juno. And 3.5 away last, West Side Tide. Call Me Sue gliding to the front. And out the stretch has the lead by about a length. Off the inside, Connor is second. Side Street sharing third with Graffiti Rider, Good King Sam. The next trio, Hammerhead, Wyoming Bill, and the widest is Thundering. 1.5 away, City of Oscars around Captain Junior, the stablemate. On their inside, Southern Style, and just a length away last, West Side Tide. Only about 6.5 covers them and controlling the pace nicely here, Dice K. Dice K Fukumoto, the leader on Call Me Sue by a length to Connor. They're out by 2.5 to Side Street, coming through on the inside of Graffiti Rider. Hammerhead tracking forward as Good King Sam's losing some ground. In the center, Wyoming Bill as Hammerhead splits horse as well. Thundering's making a run. Then Southern Style, City of Oscars starting to wind up. And then Captain Juno and last, West Side Tide. On the inside, Call Me Sue taken on by Connor. Hammerhead's only a length behind them, coming on strongly. And as they come to the quarter, Side Street up the rail from Thundering, and finishing is Wyoming Bill, and City of Oscars is running on. Hammerhead races up on the outside to join Call Me Sue. On the rail, Side Street, Connor there in the center. Captain Junior from the back. Hammerhead went to the front. Down the outside, Emma Jane on Wyoming Bill, and Side Street chasing Hammerhead. Hammerhead got clear. Hammerhead by 2 to Side Street, and Wyoming Bill, they're coming on. Side Street, Wyoming Bill and Emma Jane.
Wyoming Bill
gonna get caught.
Wyoming Bill, guns blazing to win from Side Street, Hammerhead. Behind them was A Weakening Call Me Sue with Captain Juno. And next was Connor.
I didn't have the one.
143.79.
All right, low south.
Damn.
Of the Owl. Luckily, they pushed.
And the winner is 7, Wyoming Bill. Second home is.
Got maiden claimers here. Ellie Moore, 64% in the system, but moving off of turf. Huge drop, though. Maybe good enough off the drop. You there, Mike?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm looking at it. Sorry.
Okay, so
I
I just wasn't hearing anything, and there.
Yeah, my bad. I was frozen
here, so
too.
I just making sure. Let's see.
That's
5
7
also
looks,
coming off turf.
Yeah, the 7 looks vulnerable to me.
Let's see. The 5, you're getting 5 to 2. 2's the one that the GSR goes up on. Second time starter for Hansen. He's 14% second time out. Nothing special about these works, but GSR goes up. Currently 18 to 1.
Yeah.
And I think the 5's got a shot too at the upset.
Looking at that too. Yeah, the works aren't all that great. You'd think a McKinsey would be fine though. Second start. Hansen's what? 14%? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too shabby actually. The other horse I was looking at was this one. It's cutting back. Wow, finished second and 15 lengths. What horse won that race?
Followed in by Reckless.
I like that horse's works better, that one.
Okay.
Lena Lindgren.
Is getting bat too.
Ellie Moore. Last in will be C Plum Run. Lena Lindgard a little reluctant behind gate 4.
I got to make sure my wife's feeding the dogs.
Many thanks.
As long as the
Christina,
dogs
and
aren't
many
feeding the wife, you're
happy
good.
returns. Very happy birthday to you. Lena Lindgard is holding up the show. They've opened.
I mean, I know dogs are
three
smart, but
coach
I haven't seen
forward,
them be
which
taught
does
to
the
do
trick,
that
and
yet.
see Plum Run. quickly moves in to complete the line. They're about to break. Racing. Sea Plum Run and Tom Star from opposite ends of the line, the first two to go, with Sea Plum Run showing superior pace, working her way across to lead. Lena Lindgaard moving up within a length of the pace. Ellie Moore is down the extreme outside, followed between horses by My Bottom Dollar, Reckless Optimism along the rail, and My Catherine Rose is back 4 lengths behind the second last horse, 9 from the front. Sea Plum Run finds the rail, leads them into the turn with Lena Lindgaard striding gamely after the leader, pulling
Who's
within ahead.
engaged the anchor?
2 lengths to Ellie Moore, out 3 wide on the improved to third. Bottom Dollar splits horses still. Tom Star following the rail by the 5/16. Might get caught behind the tiring Sea Plum Run shortly. My Catherine Rose coming very wide, 5 from the lead. A quarter mile left to go. Lena
One's
Lindgaard, the
toast.
lone debutante, reaches the front. Ellie Moore is coming on. Bottom Dollar switches to the inside of the leader. My Catherine Rose is warming to the task down the extreme outside. It's Lena Lindgaard tackled by Bottom Dollar and My Catherine Rose. My Catherine Rose out wide, moving into the lead from Lena Lindgaard and Bottom Dollar. My Catherine
gonna get
Rose
there.
from well off the pace. Scores
A
drawing off
long
by
stretch.
just over 2 lengths. Lena Lindgaard second.
It is a long stretch.
All right, quickly on the 2-1 second choice. On to Gulfstream, race 9. I had a little bit of interest in this too here. For Joe and his Arsenio Hall. But carries them a long way, as Justin would say.
Yeah, Fox.
Honesto, the 8 and 3, and the 3 there are going to be coming late, but maybe too late here. Like, I think you could possibly beat the 3 and the 8 here. I don't know that there's enough pace.
I agree. Four is face tougher. Coming off a layoff, a short layoff. She's oh my gosh, he's an oldie. He's an
Why do I have the
oldie.
4 out of there?
Yeah, he's a 7-year-old.
I mean, the 4 is not great. 4 needs to lead, it looks like, for its
Yeah.
best.
The 5
Going in the gate already.
The 5 looks decent. I don't know. Could the 2 wire him?
Waiting for Remerton and Austonian.
Got to get out of the gate first.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Austonian to take the
I
outside.
mean, recently he's been able to. So
Yeah.
They're at the post.
yeah, I think the 2 could wire him.
And they're off.
Yep, good start.
Good start for
Mhm.
Cosmic Speculation, ridden hard for the early advantage, splitting horses. Here's Lord of War on to challenge. Away in third is the Quencio. At the rail in it for the love, and out in the middle is Remerton. It's a length and a half to Rock the Stars, who saves ground within 6 lengths of the lead.
This is a case
And
where
the
the money
T-Bone
didn't know where to go
Austonian.
either, because
Dropping back a
The-
bit now is Silent and
the
Violent.
4
third last,
was
second
showing
last was
favorite
Sting
at
Music,
4-1.
and
I
Honesto last of
have a
all,
feeling that
although he's up
was a
to his
mistake.
tugging tricks as he's up and around rivals toward the back. 24 seconds for the opening quarter. The leader, Cosmic Speculation, 3 parts of a length better than Lord of War in second. At the rail in it for the love is now third, just a neck in front of a 4th running Remerton. A gap of 3 more to Quencio. He's a neck better than Austonian. Then it's a length and a half to Rock the Stars, who's together with Honesto. Now the back markers are Sting Music and Silent and Violent. They went to half in 47 and 3. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. Cosmic Speculation by a length now.
Silent and
Lord of
Violent,
War is
that's a
second,
little
being
bit
asked to
different type of
quicken.
fart than
Remerton
I'm
3
used
wide
to.
third. And it for the love, 4th at the inside. Then it's Austonian.
Man, they're all huffing
racing
and
together
puffing
with
right
Rock
now.
the Stars. Up on the outside, it's Honesto. Dropping back tamely is Quencio. Still nothing from Silent and Violent or Sting Music. They reached the top of the stretch. They went 3 quarters and 112 flat From between horses, Lord of War is up to contest the issue with Cosmic Speculation. Up on their outside, it's Remerton. From behind the speed, in it for the love, swung to the center, Rock the Stars. They're an eighth of a mile from home. Cosmic Speculation
Two
trying
might hold
very
him
hard,
off.
and he's still in front.
Nice.
From the far outside, Rock the Stars tries to pick him
Three's
up
coming.
late. In between horses, Remerton is surging.
I don't think he's
Farther
going
out,
to
a
get
late run
there.
from Monesto. They come for the wire.
Yeah,
Cosmic
well,
Speculation
there we
is
go.
up for the one here.
There we go. I
Cosmic
saw that
Speculation
one
turned back
Yeah.
all
when we
challenges.
were
Ended up close for the Miners in 141 and
when
3.
we were looking at the last race. So
Yeah, you could tell in the turn they were all kind of
yeah.
puffing and puffing. He looked the strongest out of the group.
All right, I believe we're back to Aqueduct. Here we got a minute to post.
Yeah, got some speed here.
And then we have Emerald, then we have a long break.
What time we going to, Oldie?
6 Eastern sound okay? Or we could cut it after the end of Gulfstream, so that's one more race.
Let's do that. That gives me time to prep for Churchill Downs.
Okay.
Since I'm in that contest and I haven't looked at squat.
I mean, this looks like the batters think this is a 2-horse race. The race sim thinks this is a 2-horse race. I thought this was a 2-horse race. I preferred the 7 to the 9 though. The drop out of maiden special weight there, it's a huge drop to 38 SOR here for Bill and his Mott.
Yeah, I would agree. That's
Gets
a pretty
back to
decent
a
drop.
dry track, has some tactical speed. So that's where I'm landing. And, you know, you could see somebody like the 1 hang on for a piece here because it's done it a couple times. So maybe a 7-1 exacta here, exacta
The
box.
1 or you mean the 4?
I'm sorry, the 4. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was looking at the 1, but
Oh, share your EE screen too.
that would help, yes. All right.
Yeah, I agree with you about the 4 hanging on. Yeah, I like that. The 7 over the 4, to be quite honest with you. That class drop is big
Yep.
for the 7. And then I don't, other than those 2, nothing's jumping out at me. Let's look at,
I mean, let's look at the Bombers. The 2 is going back to dirt, but didn't run first time out. Could run this time. I mean, put Santana aboard for Terra Nova. I've seen worse long shots.
yeah,
I mean, the 8 and the 3 don't look like much.
I could see the 2 a little bit with subpar works leading into it.
Tonight, it's Kings and Queens. Manny Franco. Stepping forward.
Yeah, I think
Dark
it's
Magic.
7-2 or 7-4. I mean,
Pistol Hip Sam. Gorzo.
I love that
Monomoy's
name, Pistol
partner.
Hip Sam.
Runamore. Omaha Pistol. Last to load to the outside.
Omaha Pistol win because we're trying to beat Chalk.
Yeah.
And Kings and Queens. Breaks with early speed. All tangled there at the start was Monomoy's partner. It's going to be the early trailer. Omaha Pistol from a far outside draw. Omaha Pistol. It's just very keen here, sprinting away as they get set to come out of the chute, just trying to cross over. Towards the inside comes Dark Magic, who's now a challenging second, is right there with Gorzo. Then behind them, Kings and Queens just had to tap on the brakes as the top trio now cross over and get to the rail, and then Runamore is moving up, is taken 4th. That pushes Kings and Queens back to 5th. There in 6th comes Daytona Moonshine. Second to last, Pistol Hip Sam, and after the start, Monomoy's partner not enjoying things, is trying to lug out, trying to get out there up the backstretch, and now moves over towards the rail. They're approaching a half mile left to go. Omaha Pistol is in front. Chase took by Gorzo towards the outside. Dark Magic, a ton of run right now, is at the rail, just waiting for the cue here, just saving all the ground towards the inside. Then comes Runamore, who's moving forward from fourth. Kings and Queens is encouraged to keep up from fifth. Then Daytona Moonshine, far back still. Pistol Hip Sam, and starting to put a rally together is Monomoy's partner. It is Omaha Pistol still showing the way. Omaha Pistol in front, then Gorzo. Dark Magic is right in behind them. Now gets the cue. Nowhere to go yet as they reach the top of the stretch, and Omaha Pistol is the leader. Omaha Pistol's trying to sprint away. Kings and Queens starts to rally down the center of the racetrack, trying to split rivals. Here comes a run from Dark Magic too. It's Dark Magic who's trying to split rivals and now puts a nose in front, but Kings and Queens is ready to pounce to the outside. Here comes Dark Magic to the inside. Kings and Queens to the outside. Dark Magic is up by a full length, and Dark Magic
had the winner.
Yeah, and I believe in the pick 5 I gave Tony is still alive. Pretty sure.
Well, I hope so. Your mic is low.
Sorry, I got it. Better now. Better now.
It's still a little light, at least on my end.
Testing.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. From rebending this a bunch of times, it's probably just out of position because there we go. I think it's better. All right. So we could try to sneak in this Emerald race.
I can't ruin my perfect record, Oldie.
Don't bet anything here. We don't want to ruin your perfect record. But we can talk about Thistle a little bit with the end of their card coming up. We got the Jacqueline Stakes and the Ohio Derby.
Yeah, we could do
the
that.
Next 2 races after Emerald's over here. Let's just see. The racing was pretty good last time at Emerald. Let's just watch that.
Yeah, 7 wins it by a mile.
Seven's at 4 to 5 right now. I bet it when this closes, it's at about 1 to 5.
Yeah, it's dropping way down. I wouldn't say way down, but it's dropping. Been dropping.
Again, the value's on the 1 here. Still dropping too.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of a static to fade and runner. It's got to be more forwardly placed that beat that 7 or even come close.
Yeah.
The only one that has a chance probably is maybe that 8.
0 for 16 on the claim.
Yeah, it's sometimes I pay attention to that. Sometimes I'm like, the horse is just good enough, but I mean, definitely am not betting this race. The 7's going to win. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know who's.
I think 7-1 is what I'm thinking here.
Oh, the 4 could pick up a piece.
And
7-4 for me.
Runners away. Good start for Square Cat, who came away quickly. Semanis is there to pick up the chase, and Artemis Gordon on from the outside, racing a closely placed 3rd. There's 2 lengths back to Man Overboard. Big Stick is directly back of that as they head on for the far turn. Alongside is Quiet Charm, second last, and 2.5.
I was wrong. 7 ended up at 3 to 5.
3/8 of a mile. It's fine. Inside, but Square Cat is right there. Those 2 in a seesaw.
I'm
battle.
liking my 7-1.
Man Overboard, a closer 3rd now. Artemis.
I think it's looking ice cold right now.
Length to Quiet Charm and Gianola.
Yeah, my 4's going to come from way back, dude. Last to second.
To the top of the stretch, and Square
4
Cat
wide.
on the outside gets to the front and opens up.
Here he
now as a
comes.
point for home. And Square Cat.
Come on, 4, get there.
Furlong,
You
Reese not going away. way.
Big Stick kicks in late at the rail and Man Overboard.
Oh, your one's
But out
coming
front,
though. So
Square
is the
Cat,
2.
David
Yeah,
Aldar,
but let's
and
see if
an
the 2's got the
absolute
guts to fit
gallop.
in that hole.
They
It
win
does.
it a half dozen,
Yep.
clear the rest.
7-2.
Big Stick edging
Oh,
in second.
looked like the
Big
race
Stick.
Man Overboard followed. Gianola third last. Quiet Charm and Artemis Gordon.
All right,
That's
we got 10 minutes to the next race at Woodbine, so let's talk about Thistle here in the Lady
Alrighty.
Jacqueline Stakes. You got a heavy favorite here in Pegnoir, Peg Noir, who,
Benoit.
I don't think is all that. I think is definitely a horse you could beat. Just My Heels, also not so great. So is there a new shooter? Is there a McPeak or something here? You got the local horse, Candlelight Hours, who's the long shot, getting bet down to 7-2. Let's look at the race sim. Maybe
I'm
get
seeing some
ideas.
familiar Indianapolis jockeys on here.
In a couple weeks, we'll also have the Indiana Derby live.
Jose's on the 7.
I did not switch the screen. Again.
What do you? I mean, the 2 has shown it can rate a few back.
I mean, there's a bunch of local horses just filling out this field, I feel like.
Big jump.
One's never been, well, I guess did go 8 furlongs, but really looks like more like a sprinter. Same with the 2.
Oh man, it's gonna. I hate to say it, but that 7 looks like it's the strongest.
Yeah, I think 7-4-5. I think the picks have it here, unfortunately. And there's no money to be made there, unfortunately.
No, if you wanted to, I think I would say I would pick the 5 over the 4.
I mean, you're going to need somebody like the 1 or 2 to take some starch out of the 7, probably.
Yeah, it's only 6-1 and 4-1. And then double's probably not going to pay much either.
To McAfee or Moplex, maybe to Moplex.
Yeah, McAfee's
Clever,
3-1 right now, 7-7 into the 4.
Clever again is the morning line favorite there, the Asmussen horse, who you'll see my notes here. They're all about how the horse basically the first 2 times all had lone leads and was only speed.
Yeah, he's not going to get that.
So it really just depends. If Moplex doesn't go, though, which hasn't happened yet, but could, then Clever again could get that easy lead.
Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think Baytown, and that this McAtee guy loves sticking horses in races that they don't belong. What are we booming, Alan? By the way, I'm just seeing that. All right, so, if you look at that 7, and let's look at a double here.
Sorry, idiotic neighbor lighting off fireworks. It's asinine. It scared the crap out of my dogs. And
7-2 is playing 5-1, 7-6, 2-1. So if you're like me, you don't like either of those horses. 7-10, you're getting 12-1, Mike.
Yeah, that's the play.
You're getting 5-2 on 7-4, which is McAfee. So you'd have to take a shot on Moplex if you wanted to make any money, or you just pass on this and just watch the race and enjoy it. Definitely not the best Ohio Derby field I've ever seen.
No.
Last couple of years, I feel like was better. Couple of local horses filling out the field as well. 5 and the 3.
Yeah, I think it's between the 4 and the 10. And I do like Moplex to be able to sit. I'd let Clever again, just not get too far away, and he can rate.
My only question on Moplex is the distance. First time going 2 turns.
Yeah, but who else? I mean, McAfee, I guess, is one that's done it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, chunk of gold.
Chunk of gold.
Yeah, I can see the concern, but
yeah. All right, let's go to Woodbine race 9.
There. Yeah, this is a crapshoot for me.
Maiden special. On the synthetic, Workout Affairs, your top pace, 9-5 on the morning line, but had the lead last time and stopped.
Yep.
Hard to ignore that. The 7 are Canadian Apple. 26% bronze. Horse to watch here for DePaulo. He's only 2% with second time lifetime starters. I will tell you that one win came in the last week.
Yeah, I struggled with this race. There's like nothing that sticks out to me. I think I landed on the 9, and I'll be honest with you, I don't even know why I landed on the 9. I think it was just I didn't like anybody else. It was a long shot. Mm-hmm. Stretching out, the GSR goes up a little bit, and then coming from pedigree was pretty solid on the dam side for synthetic. Yeah, I didn't like anything in this race, to be quite honest with you.
All right, I'm gonna go with the 3 Beach Cricket for Kevin Attard. Granted that they did run it as a maiden in a stakes race. Didn't bounce well out of that back to 6.5, but I think maybe 2 turns here might be the answer. Second off the layoff. As well, Attard's 20% on that move. E-morning line says 5-1. It's currently 8-1. It's 9%. So I'll go with the 3 Beach Cricket there.
Yeah, I can see that angle. The other horse I was looking at was the 8. I didn't have it as one of my top picks, but
I mean, this horse probably won't run, but look at the 4 horse. Trainer is 27% with first-time starters. There are a couple interesting works on the list.
Yeah, I have 6 furlong work. You don't see that too often.
I mean, the 5 furlong gate work was pretty slow, though.
Yeah,
those gate works are pretty concerning.
Yeah, and the pedigree isn't all that spectacular from what I'm seeing for the surface. Although it's the top number for across all the surfaces, but without digging deeper.
I'm going to go with the 3 Beach Cricket. I just noticed that on the 4. It was the one first-time starter in here. I'm running the race sim too, but I'm sure it's going to come up 7-8 here. See if the 5 engages the tractor beam here.
The other thing on the 9 has got a top GSR too.
Yeah. But I will tell you, the long shot when it's top GSR does not do well.
Oh yeah,
That's a sub 10% angle,
interesting.
and you would think it would do much better than that.
Yeah, you would think. You know, the works aren't all that great either. Leading into this, they're fine. They're nothing. But you look at everyone else's works; they're all similar. Yeah, it's a tough race for me. I mean,
Yeah.
you can obviously take the chalk if you feel that it's gonna improve, and she should off her first start.
Presented by
But
HPI
DePaul is
Bet.
only 2% second time starters, so there's that negative. That's why I just couldn't find enough angles, Oldie, with this race to really hang my hat on anything.
Yeah.
Let's see who else
No,
that I was looking at.
Definitely
yeah,
a
the
difficult
5.
race.
The
Heading to
5
the
probably
starting
just
gate
top
as they
pace,
are going
but
a mile and 16. The favorite is our Canadian Apple at 3-2, getting late support again, as the betting market favors the
didn't
7
hang
and
on
5
last
work out
race.
of fair 3-1, and then 6-1 for Hands in the Air, and 8-1
Wave them
for
all
Beach
around like
Cricket.
you just don't care.
Yeah, 7-9 for me.
And they're coming forward. To the inside, she's pretty with the blinkers on.
9 on top
Arundel goes up.
at a price.
Blinkers are off today for Beach Cricket. Dixie is a breeze, is a first-time starter. And she comes forward. Nicely bred by Not This Time. Work out of fair to gate 5.
I put $5 on the 9.
Bella Classica in her second lifetime start with Eswan Flores riding for Catherine Day Phillips. Blinkers on this filly. She is called to the line. She's at a big price. She ran on well last start. Waiting for the favorite after that, our Canadian Apple. Bella Classica following Work Out of Fair, who's settling. Not quite there, though. Work Out of Fair proving a little handful, so the wait is because of the 5. Work Out of Fair behind the gate, side on. And at this point of the day, we start to finally see some sun breaking across the track as the cloud has finally lifted. Don't forget the 4 p.m. post time tomorrow with the change of start time for the races, given the impending rising temperatures tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't look at the purchase prices. I was looking at
Our Canadian Apple waits, so 2 Hands in the Air.
them earlier this
Also
morning.
Innisfree Isle.
I didn't look
Work
at
Out
them
of
this
Fair
race.
has settled and is now secured. It is the turn of Bella Classica.
Nope, don't want to go in.
Nope.
Our Canadian Apple goes to the line next.
Well, that'll be an easy horse to spot with those silks.
Yeah, that's 7's good looking horse.
Of Street Sense. It is the turn of Hands in the Air last
So
to
is
go.
that
His
9.
Innisfree Eye will go up now. Stablemate to Bella Classica. So Hands in the Air as the barn of Josie Carroll looks for the double. Stand by for a start. They're in the gate, locked up. Off they race, bobbling the break, Bella Classica. Back second last, our Canadian Apple, and Work Out Affair in the centre, sent to the front with near the inside. She's Pretty going through an Arundel, a line of three, and on their outside, Hands in the Air. On the rails is Beach Cricket as they take the turn out the stretch from Innisfree Isle. And then came Dixie as a Breeze, our Canadian Apple, and the trailer is Bella Classica. Arundel went to the front, shows the way by about 2 lengths. She's Pretty second. A neck away, Work Out Affair. Caught a bit wide, Hands in the Air around the outside. And over on the rails is Beach Cricket, split by Innisfree Isle. 2.5 away came Dixie is a Breeze. Over on the inside, second last, our Canadian Apple under a tight rein. And last is Bella Classica. Arundel went out fast, but has now settled in front nicely to lead a length to Work Out Affair, who's pretty well poised in second. On the inside third, She's Pretty, and edging up his Hands in the Air. Starting a run for the back, Bella Classica and Dixie is a Breeze behind Innisfree Isle. Our Canadian Apple's in the centre of those, and on the inside is Beach Cricket as they bunch. They go to the 3.5, and still in front, Arundel from Work Out Affair. Hands in the Air is there, and running on is Innisfree Isle. Our Canadian Apple's in the clear, starting to make some ground behind. On the inside, She's Pretty. They come down the side and Work Out Affair after Arundel. A length and a half, Hands in the Air. On the inside, Innisfree Isle. Our Canadian Apple still about 5 behind them. And as they turn, Bella Classica is next. And Work Out Affair has joined Arundel and goes to the front. Work Out Affair got the lead. Back in third, Innisfree Isle looks a big threat. Innisfree Isle is coming on. Come on, Work Out Affair in front, tackled by Innisfree Isle. Innisfree Isle and Fraser Abley loom on the outside of Work Out Affair and have got the lead. Innisfree Isle. Work Out a fair game, but Innisfree Isle's got momentum and goes away to win. Innisfree Isle by a length to Work Out a fair. 3 away, Hands in the Air. And then came Arundel from our Canadian Apple, and the time 1:45.09.
That's awesome.
Los Al just went as well.
I think Thistle's going on in the gate.
And we got Gulfstream going to the gate as well.
Figures.
So Gulfstream, you got another sort of lone pace here. The 7, but it looks like it stops.
Yeah, it does. Does all the time.
I'm not sure that this 8's any better, but sneaking a quick race sim here.
Yeah, I think it's just the connections. It has a lot to do with it.
I mean, I don't typically like outside posts on the dirt.
I'm against that.
Going one, yeah, going one turn. I mean, the horse did beat 58s too back at Tampa.
Yeah.
Going this distance and can rate. I mean, the 4 is taking a big drop and moving to the David barn, and David is 16% first time with horse. I'm sorry, 25% first time with horse, 16% off the break. Horse seems to be working pretty well. And then you have a Sanchez horse. Here, anything you like?
Gosh, not really. The 1 is actually kind of interesting to me.
All right, well.
But it needs a lead, it looks like, and hasn't faced this kind of competition. Oh, man. Yeah, that's the only thing. That horse wants the lead and is probably not going to get it. The 2 for Antonucci, one last out at this distance here against 50s. So moving up in class, also on the lead. I don't know. The long shot is the most enticing one to me. The 3, Arrogancy. Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's 3, 4, 5, 8.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Arrogancy for me.
The horses, they're out the gate. It's now post time.
I think the 7 might have
Together
gotten
moving
beat
in
at
from
Thistle
race number
Downs.
10, 3-5 favorite is
No,
outside.
he got
It's
it.
number 8, Uncaptured Warrior.
That was
5-2 on
close.
Arrogancy.
That Super Chalk at Thistle almost got beat by a 31 in one shot.
Local horse.
Oh, it did get beat.
Did get beat?
Secret
Yeah.
Empire and the Golden Gorilla. Arrogancy,
Yeah, I
the
thought the
next one to
7
move
got
forward.
it at the wire, but no. Wow.
Turbo getting ready now.
Put the price on the wrong end of the double, huh?
Centro Delantero, Marcos Meneses up for Amador Sanchez. Last 2 forward, Zydeco and Uncaptured Warrior. Uncaptured Warrior to the outside gate.
And the one's gone.
Secret
And the
Empire
one
snapped
takes
open
off.
the stall door.
Cheater.
I think Arrogancy tried to, but he didn't get out.
Yeah, he's a cheater.
But that was very arrogant of the 3 there to not go.
What a cheater.
Reminds me of the Rick the Model Martel gimmick where he was selling arrogance for men cologne.
Is that like
That was a
Sex
wrestling gimmick,
like Sex Panther?
probably, or
Works all the time,
Secret Empire
60% or
Back
70% of
behind
the time.
versus Colt 45, which works every time, according to Billy D. Williams.
Brute by Fabergé. I had some hockey buddies at adult hockey that had Brute in
He's
their
back in
their
line.
hockey
Field
bag
of 7
for
at 6 for
after showers. It was a joke, but
and
those
they're
idiots
off.
would put it on anyway.
Zydeco quick to begin and blitzes off the mark, moving out the rail. Secret Empire out in the center of the race favorite, Uncaptured Warrior. He's away in early third. Racing in joint fourth are Turbo and Arrogancy. They're 4.5 lengths behind. The Golden Gorilla is at the back of the field with Centro Delantero as they head to the half-mile point. Up front, it's Zydeco taking heat from Secret Empire, who's tightened up for racing room. Now moving up is Uncaptured Warrior. Uncaptured Warrior blitzing on Zydeco with 3 furlongs to go. From third, it's Turbo. In between horses, Arrogancy is now fourth. Backing away after a brief bid is Secret Empire. Still out the back are Centro Delantero and the Golden Gorilla. They speed around the far turn at the 5/16. Zayas, he made a move on Uncaptured Warrior. He's taken the lead from Zydeco, and he's a quarter
Yeah,
mile
horse
from
gonna
home
win
and
by
2 on
like
top.
3 miles.
Running home from the back, Centro Delantero swings widest of all. The Golden Gorilla tries to slide through at the rail. Off the turn in the stretch drive, but they're 1/8 of a mile out, and it's already over as Uncaptured Warrior is set sail for the money, 6 to the good.
Easy.
Running on very
5,
well is
5
Centro
doesn't shy
Delantero.
away
I
from
think
the
he's going to
7
get
there.
second,
Yeah,
but
5's got it.
Uncaptured Warrior is an easy winner. He won by 7 in the end. Up for second. It's close, actually, between Centro Delantero and the Golden Gorilla. The back marker's in a photo for second early, and then fourth is Zydeco ahead of Turbo.
All right, Mike. Great show.
Yeah, likewise. It was fun.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure
Thanks,
and
everyone, participating.
hopefully you had a good day betting, and make sure you hit the like and subscribe on your way out. We really appreciate it. We should have a big show next week with lots of graded stakes action. Also, don't forget, we have the Road to the NHC on Fridays. Mike and David on Thursdays at typically around 3 p.m. Eastern with the EquinEdge Live show. And then we should see the return of the weekend preview show, hopefully Thursday night at 8:30 Eastern.
Awesome.
Appreciate it, everybody. Thank you very much. And we
Thanks,
will
Oldy.
hopefully see you and talk to you during the week and next week.
Take care, everyone. Thank you.